Hello, everybody. It's been a long time. How's everyone doing?
Wonderful.
Pretty damn good.
Welcome to another episode of Dungeons Divided. Today we have something very special for everyone. We are playing a brand new premiering tabletop RPG system. There's been a passion project of mine for the past year or two or so. So this is the first live actual play of this game, which I titled Sensoji. It is a tabletop RPG role-playing game based upon the sort of Edo feudal Japan era. And yeah, I can't wait to get started with everyone here with the game. So we can go right into it. Of course, my name is Spencer Sulliver. I am a director photographer in Los Angeles and TTRPG fanatic. I love all sorts of TTRPGs. I've been playing D&D for a very long time. And yeah, this game has been so much fun for me to make, and I'm so happy to be able to play with some of the people here at the table. So going to the right here.
Oh, hi. My name is Brian Ting. I am new in town. I'm an actor. I just moved here in August from San Diego. And I did a lot of like theater and like film and like college, but tabletop RPGs, Dungeons and Dragons, I've been doing that since high school. Love it. Mostly a lot of experience with D&D, so I'm excited to try something new and something with like this kind of like cultural like history towards it, like that kind of touch of flavor. So super excited.
Nice.
You have the shy guy.
Hey, I'm Joshua Story. I'm a voice actor, professional narrator, executive producer, and I've been playing D&D, Pathfinder, World of Darkness, a bunch of other role-playing games for over 25 years, on and off. But yeah, I'm excited to kind of play and get into this world. As you can tell, I've dressed the part.
You're not into it at all.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Right, so yeah.
Woo!
All right.
Going around DW.
Hi, everybody. I'm DW McCann. You may have seen me on the Dungeons Divided channel before on a few things. But I'm really looking forward to playing this one. I also have been recently working on the Rurouni Kenshin anime as a few characters, and also had the pleasure of working on the Rurouni Kenshin live action as Walla. A lot of background voices on it. So this is a culture I've studied since I was little. I studied martial arts and the culture. And so when the game came out, I was like, oh, I would love to get a chance to play this game. So
Awesome. Mm-hmm. And Shauna.
My turn. Okay. I'm Shauna Ladd. It's nice to meet you, everybody. This is my second time on the show. I am also an actor and a super nerd. I grew up with D&D. Like my dad had this game that they've been playing for like 30 years. Okay, I was exaggerating a little bit. 50, it's fine. And I remember I used to sit on the ground because I was too young to play, but I would just like sit there and listen to them play for hours because it was every Saturday, all day. So much fun.
Awesome. Well, you did mention Rurouni Kenshin. This game actually, the inspiration came from my love for anime when I was a kid. I grew up on Rurouni Kenshin, Samurai Champloo, like all those
Yes.
classics. And so this is definitely very heavily inspired by that, along with things like the new ones, like Demon Slayer and stuff like that.
yes,
So,
good stuff.
Yeah, so this all stems very deep in my childhood, all the way up until today. So
And how about the timing? Shogun just came out.
I know, right?
it looks
That was a nice
amazing.
surprise.
Holy
and that is,
cow.
by the way, I watched the first episode. Oof, if you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. It is
Yeah.
amazing.
Is that HBO?
No, it's FX, and I think it's on like
It's
Hulu
on
and stuff like
Hulu
that,
and
or
FX,
Disney. If
yeah.
you're in Europe, I think it's Disney Plus. It is astounding. I think it's named like the Game of Thrones of like feudal Japan sort of era, and it's
it's
perfect because
really
it's so.
Matter of fact,
the
they're
likeness
actually
to this game
they're
is
using
perfect.
older Japanese as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and the show's amazing. You have to check it out for sure. Oh, cool. And then a special shout out to Jon Odaté. He's actually the one that scored the intro, and you'll probably hear that during break as well. He's actually a good friend of mine. He actually lives in Japan, and he's a composer. So thank you so much, John. We really appreciate
He's
that.
done an
message.
amazing
Shout out
job.
to
He
John.
actually
He has.
he actually did our Walking Dead
He did.
theme as well.
Phenomenal too. Like absolutely nails it every time.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
To you.
So before we start, the special part about my game is I'm going to have everyone here roll for Senko. So we have what is called Senko in this game, which is basically initiative. Senko in this world translates to technically like a flash, but it's more so used as a term of like dueling. It is the quickness someone reacts to combat. And is also used for a challenge, a duel to the death as well. If you challenge someone to Senko, you're challenging them to a single strike one strike takes all sort of combat. So go ahead and roll your 2d6. The entire game is based around 2d6 only, so no worries about trying to figure out what dice to use. And you will add your Senko bonus to that.
Oh, that's right. Senko bonus.
Nice.
So if I can have those numbers, I will write them down here, and that'll be your whole initiative for the whole day. So no reason to
Oh, sweet.
bog down in combat every single time without, trying to get numbers.
Cool, where you're like, I feel like your characters almost knows like, oh, today's a good day for me. Like,
Exactly. It's like, how well rested are you? How well
good.
fed are you?
Yeah, that feels
forward
good.
to.
I'm going to kick ass and kill everyone today. I'm good.
So I'll go around the tables and I'll take your names, not your character name, but your actual name, so I can. We'll introduce the characters in a second. So, who was Ryan? What was yours?
Senko total with the bonus is 10.
10. Perfect.
13.
13. Nice. You go just above that. And DW?
15.
Oh, keep going up.
He rolled well.
Yes.
Had a healthy
And
dinner
you
last
said
night.
15? And then for you, Shauna?
12.
12. Gotcha. Just in between.
I think everyone's pretty high, actually.
Yeah, it's actually not so bad. That's some pretty quick reactions there. So, a quick little intro to the game here. I'll go ahead and just sort of read the intro off to give everyone here at the table and also everyone viewing a sort of background to what Sensoji is. So, Sensoji is an island with deep traditions of maintaining honor and balance. During the year 1426, unrest had started to spread across the island, and for reasons lost to time, Naeshi Oba, the emperor at the time, made a decision to close off all the borders and trade with other countries. Shortly after, the island spiraled into civil war lasting over 200 years, a conflict known as the War of Three Brothers. Earlier in the year 1410, the emperor had 3 sons, triplets. All of them sought to rule, and with no leader being chosen before the death of the emperor, war broke out between the 3 brothers, Tano, Yagi, and Muto. Between them, they individually split and vied to gain support of the various clans across Sensoji, but by doing so, they split the land into 3 war-torn lands. In the year 1608, 182 years after the War of Three Brothers started, a new clan, the Tanaka clan, an unknown family with no history, came forward with an idea of peace and unification across the land. Natsuko Tanaka, the leader of the Tanaka clan, or Tanaka Natsuko, won the approval of the people and quickly controlled a vast amount of wealth. A new currency known as Tama, farmed directly from the Koya mountain, a sort of sacred mountain right in the middle of Sensoji. With his new wealth of Tama circulating throughout the island, he quickly gained the love of the people and amassed a large army of sort of peasants and followers. And he was able to destroy the armies of the divided 3 brothers, and within a campaign of only 18 years, was able to win back all the clans of Sensoji one at a time. Finally, Natsuko was able to bring the land together for the first time in ages. He once again opened the borders to the island to the outside world, but much had changed. Art, culture, politics, and of course technology had all advanced far past Sensoji's. He created the Keihatsudo shogunate, which is sort of like a way of enlightenment, trying to progress Sensoji, the island, into the modern age. Only 2 years later, the new shogun, there's no longer an emperor, there's only a shogun and a shogunate now currently. There's no one that's been named emperor of Sensoji. The new shogun, Natsuko Tanaka, succumbs to an illness within days. The year is now 1626, and with the shogun's demise, the mantle passed on to his only heir, a 16-year-old son, Takeshi Tanaka. Or Tanaka Takeshi, because they do the last names first, sorry. I had the first name here, and I'm throwing in the last name at the end. Unfortunately, the young successor, immature and misguided, attempts to usher Sensoji into a new era. His efforts are met with growing discontent as the people yearn to preserve their cherished old ways in this new modern world. A wave of unrest begins to swell as the citizens contemplate the delicate balance between progress and tradition, setting the stage for a tumultuous post-war era. And that is where we start right now. So it's only been a couple years since the war has technically ended. And the shogun is trying to sort of maintain control over the land of Sensoji, and the clans are starting to get very unrestful. Meanwhile, trade has opened up, and people are sort of pouring in from all outside the world. New weapons have been brought in. We have guns coming into Sensoji now and everything else. And that is where we will start for today's session. The party starts off on their way in a caravan to a town called Sumura, which technically means the spider's nest, or sort of metaphor for one. The nature of this is not a sinister name of the town, but it's more so a physical representation of the web of streets that all come from across the land and sort of connect here in the middle. And people sort of get lost in these streets. So you have a large entertainment district, a great trade city, and people sort of get comfortable. You know, it's a lavish town, and people enjoy themselves, so they end up sort of getting sucked into that web.
Which clan?
Sumura has been long known to be more neutral. It is actually in between most of the plains. And actually, if you look on the map there, you'll see this sort of area where the land sort of connects across the lake and the ocean, kind of in the middle. And there's sort of a landmass that just sort of, I don't know if you can see my mouse. Yeah, you pointed to it directly there. That's where Sumura lies.
So would you say probably the Muji clan?
Yeah, so it's the Tani clan is going to be just north of that in the mountains. The Muji clan is there as well, and so is the plains one, which let me go ahead and bring it up here. I can go through all the clans here as well, but so the Yama clan is going to be far north with all the monks. The Tani clan is just sort of in the mountains beneath them. The Muji clan is great for trade, and that is a large influence here, but so is the Shinta clan, which is more of like the plains, because a lot of farming comes through this area as well. But they are more neutral. They really don't take a side. It's more of a collection of just different clans all coming together. You start, 1 second. Perfect. I think there we go. Make sure the audio doesn't play so you don't get some loud boom as soon as I click on a new map. So you're starting on a wagon train. You all sort of hired a caravan to take you to Sumura because the roads here from the Tani clan, which is sort of all brigands and hooligans and people just trying to survive in these maze-like mountains, they like to rob people and kill people. You see on the caravan, you kind of feel the rocks start to become, the road becomes a lot more bumpy, and you know that you're more so on uneven ground. And as you are in these wagons pulling you, you sort of get jostled around a little bit, and you hear a voice from up front. Hang on back there. Gets a little bit bumpy up ahead.
I mean, it's worse than it is now.
Oh, yes, much worse, for sure.
Cool. I mean, lovely.
I've been through worse.
If you like, go ahead and describe your two characters as you speak, names and then physical appearances. Since
anything about? Do we go into background at all, or are we?
You can, unless you want to keep it a secret. Background is more so. So this is also like a classless system for those people watching. Your background is going to determine like sort of like what points you have to spend and stuff like that. So if you want to keep it a secret, you can. Okay. But if you want to tell the audience, you can as well. It's up to you.
Okay. Well, I think just visually, you can kind of tell. My character's name is Jet. He is from a monk background, so not the type to like be wearing armor, more so kind of like robes. He has, you can tell he's been on the road for a while. Hasn't really had a place to call home. Kind of dirty, maybe hasn't showered in a day or two. Shaggy hair, but other than that, has like an air of just like I can handle this.
And for Shauna,
her name is Desi, and she looks young. Like, looks young. Always has this little smile on her face and looks just extremely, like, there's not a lot going on in her mind. Her clothes are all kind of ragged and worn, and she's got some layers and a hood and her bow staff that she is constantly, like, cleaning or picking off if there's little bits of bark still on there. Just pick it off and throw it. No one's gonna notice.
and you see two other members in the wagon with you. It's a little bit crowded in here. Besides you two, there's about two more just peasants or beggars, or who knows. There's some people that scrounge up enough coin to buy a trip with you. They don't look like they have much money. But the other two in the wagon, you can go ahead and describe yourselves as well.
Sitting on the floor of the wagon, yielding the seats to anybody who needed them. But sitting on the floor, cross-legged, and just kind of quietly rolling with the rocky bumps of the trip is another monk. Definitely the Yama clan vibe from both of us. Though I think we had not yet determined if we knew each other well or just were like, fellow monk.
Yeah, like you might look familiar. You look like someone I might have crossed paths with.
Yep. But a taller gentleman with just the tied back ponytail and just kind of sitting there.
Cool. And
full beard.
Lastly,
So I appear to be a young lady between the ages of say 16 to 20. It's hard to gauge. Not very tall, very, very thin, wearing, much like I'm wearing now, a summer yukata with peach overall color with a little bit of pink in the inside. And she appears to be somewhat of a low lord, not necessarily someone of a lot of wealth or anything to that effect, but perhaps a family of merchants, something along those lines. And her hair is pulled up in the top in a bun with a headpiece.
You hear the wagon keeper once again. Perk up back there. Peek out the window if you want to see a little bit more of the glorious valleys of the Tani clan, and you can get a little bit of history before we go into the mountains a little bit more.
Ooh, I'm definitely gonna peek.
He sort of chuckles under his breath a little bit, and as you peek out the window, the first thing you see these sprawling hills, sort of valleys that sort of dip into these mountains, and you see snow, flurries of snow sort of drifting in the air. It's pretty cold. It's probably winter. And as the rocky sort of road almost disappears behind you, you see a body kneeling on the ground, but then you realize the body's not kneeling at all. It's actually being propped up by a spear. And this body has been torn apart by crows and beggars and all those other people, sort of scavengers. Nothing but rags. This glorious samurai and all of his fame now sit there to just rot. And you see these bodies, more and more of them, just sowing the fields of these rocks as you see this large battle on scale, and you see people dead in every possible way you could imagine.
That's why I didn't look.
Do they appear to be like a newer battle?
It appears to be a pretty old battle, probably at least about a year or two. Maybe.
Okay, so they're long gone.
They're long gone.
Okay.
You see a single child. She's turning over a body, and you see her sort of rummaging through these dead bodies. Most of them seem to be picked clean, but she does rummage through and finds a pouch, and she pulls it out. She gets all excited, but then she meets the eyes of your character. Quickly sort of scuttles away, takes it, and trips a little bit, makes a ruckus. And you notice that a couple other kids in the far-off field see her, and because of this ruckus, they notice of what she has, and they fight over it. And a bigger kid pulls it from her hands and empties it out, and you see a couple copper ingots, an old currency that's no longer used now that Tama is here, and a couple Tama fall out as well. The older kid grabs the Tama and drops the ingots for all the other kids to scrounge for.
If I was out there, I'd bonk.
It's sad, really. Some of those children may have even been nobility before the families were wiped out. You can see why the shogunate pays families to take on children now. Just take Asuki here. And you sort of, let me mute mine because I told you sound was going to come through. I think that's muted now.
The map is talking to us.
Oh, just take Asuki here.
And he sort of smacks a young girl on the back of the head a little too hard. Probably meant to be like a love tap, but probably a little too hard for a child.
Although very similar to a Sensoji, looks to be a foreigner of the Shui Islands, maybe. I don't know. I was paid 50 Tama extra for taking a girl. Maybe I'll lose it in the dowry, but she does good around the shop. You can tell that he just took on this child for money. Pretty common practice now in Sensoji. Now that there are so many orphans that just cannot be taken care of, the shogunate will actually pay people to take on children. Many of which, of course, are not doing it for the right reasons.
Everyone's got to eat somehow. Just don't eat her, okay?
I think I just kind of keep my head down. I'm like, ugh, seems like a burden.
And stay in the wagons. May you want to close that flap now, and I'll be watching the cliffs. This is a long-forgotten road. Many people do not travel this road anymore. It used to be used to sneak in sake up into the monks in the north. So most people don't take this route anymore. We should be okay. And you notice the road sort of getting more and more treacherous as you keep going along.
I'll mostly close the curtain, but just a little. So I can peek out just a little.
You see that the sun seems to be setting. The cold is sort of reaching into your bones at this point, this sort of wet cold. And it's going on dusk now. And the wagons all of a sudden come to a stop.
Whoa, whoa! Oh, no, okay. Everybody out! Everybody out!
He comes there, and Emmerich, just sort of lofty-looking fellow with mutton chops, and you can tell he's a foreigner. He's probably only been here for who knows? His language of the Senso people is you could tell there's a little bit of an accent there. The Kofu that they speak.
So he comes to the back and opens the curtain.
He comes to the back, opens it up, and just everybody out. Hands on the hips, big old belly.
As he did this, though, as I mentioned, I'm sitting in the back. So my back is to what he just opened. I'm literally going to slowly turn and eye him the whole time up. And I mentioned I was tall, so I mean, like, the whole...
He's like, and you're already up in the wagon, so his eyes are just going all the way up, and it's like his neck disappears into like the chubbiness of his torso.
And I just, pardon me.
Yes, of course.
I hop over the back of the thing and onto the ground.
Okay. As soon as you hop out, you notice that in front of you, rocks have tumbled over another cart, which was carrying some sort of cargo, has been abandoned, and you notice that you can't quite fit the wagon through this area. But there is an outlet just next to you of a large sort of open area, which seems to be used by camps for many people traveling through. And it seems like you're probably going to set up there for the night. People are already unloading some things. They're trying to pull the wagon in there as everyone gets out.
Okay. Yeah, I just, probably like one of the last to exit. Not really in a rush. Probably just, it seems like I don't really have a destination. So I'm just like, you know what? Let's just set up camp here. Is that what we're doing? We're setting up camp?
Pretty much, yeah. People are already starting to take
Just
some things
unpacking.
out, unpacking, getting their tent set up. It's cold. It's vigorously cold right now.
How much further until we get to the next stop?
Well, Sumura would be the next stop. It should be by tomorrow. I think tomorrow evening. We shouldn't have to rest again. Don't worry, you'll be nice and warm, and your stay is already paid for in Sumura, part of the luxury that I provide for all of my very valuable customers.
How fortunate.
I figure I have a role of some kind, and we're just going to be camping, right?
You have, as long as you, I didn't give people like a lot of starting equipment, but you would have like a survival kit.
travel-
A survival
yeah,
kit is sort of like a
okay.
bedroll / like tent and stuff
And
like
have,
that.
like that usual, like you wear the sash around that has like your stuff in it.
Yeah.
You just flip it around to your back and then flip it around to the front, and there's your bedroll in there and
There
stuff
you
like
go.
So I go start setting
Exactly.
that area up.
Yeah, not like a large backpack, like a
No,
hiking backpack or anything, but just the essentials.
It's like that over the shoulder
Perfect.
wrap of cloth.
Would I be able to set up, like, perhaps find a tree to, like, kind of...
Let me actually bring
Set
up.
up
It doesn't necessarily need to be for the audience, but so you can see if you like. You can also put on the battle map if you want. But we are here in this this place here. Oops, and
Oh, nice.
you see the
great.
wagon's been pulled in. All the tents are sort of being set up here.
Uh-huh.
Is that about big enough for 1 inch each? It's about like that, right?
Are the tents
Yeah.
being set up for us, or are those other people's tents?
Those are other people's tents. You notice that there is another caravan that has arrived just before you, and you notice there's already people actually here.
Oh. It's like a common campground.
It seems to be that there was another caravan that left just before you.
I see.
Is that? What's that?
Is there a plan to?
Can that stay? No, it's not going to stay. Sorry, I'm trying to get this. web.
No, you're good. I'm
Can
watching
you
this.
actually just pull the TV closer to me? No. Is that okay?
Shake everything.
Whoa, earthquake.
I can't. The cord's not long enough.
It's all falling apart.
That's about as much length as I have on that cord.
That just reminded me of gummy bears. Remember that?
That's better, yeah. It's okay.
Boing.
Don't call me
It's-
that.
You're gonna get very nauseous looking at this camera.
It's
Just look at the wall.
Eggthorn.
Okay, then I'll bring it closer to your. I'll bring it closer to you as well.
What is the plan for clearing the rocks from the road so that we can move tomorrow?
You see that there are in this other caravan that are left slightly before you. You see there's a couple guards here and a couple more burly men. They're already starting to sort of get to, getting some of the stuff out of the way. But it seems like they're probably going to wrap it up for the night. They'll probably finish it in the morning. And you notice there's also one woman there. She seems to be dressed very nicely in a flower kimono. Sort of looks like she may be like a geisha or something like that. And she is sitting by herself.
Those that are working on as they're wrapping up, I'm going to walk over and what time and can I help tomorrow?
Well, the workers here will probably wake up at dawn, I guess. So if you want to wake up with them with the early light, go.
I'm not asking our guy. I'm asking them.
Oh, you're asking them, sorry.
I'm bypassing him. I'm going up to them.
Yeah.
What time are you up tomorrow, and would you like some help?
Oh, we'd love to help, thank you. It's backbreaking work as long as you're okay with that. Thank you very much. We'll be up crack of dawn as soon as we can see. We'll have it out in I think an hour or two. It shouldn't be too much.
I will be up to help.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna go look at the rocks right now.
You see that there's a rock sort of crumbled over a wagon. The wagon has some pots and some boxes and stuff like that in the back. And some of it seems to be broken. If you rummage through, you might be able to find something, but it seems like it's been sitting here for at least like maybe a month or so, and they left it there. So
Yeah. I might
There's no
grab
people
some
or
of the
anything.
pots
okay,
and like put one on my head.
you grab an empty pot and put it on your head.
Yes. And if there's a lid, I'm gonna grab that too. You never know. You never know.
It smells like a little bit sour, but it's not so bad. There's something in here that.
So does she.
Yeah, exactly. I can smell it over me. Oh,
Each
that's
day.
just me.
I'm gonna make my way over to the geisha.
She sort of like pulls her body in a little bit wary of strangers. It
Yeah,
seems.
it's like you pull on the fan. Do you mind if I join you?
Oh no, go ahead. Of course. I was just setting up a fire for the night. You see her; she's struggling with just trying to light this with some sort of like bowstring technique or anything. She's not doing so well.
Do you mind? Allow me.
Oh, thank you.
I go down, kneel down a little bit, and I get close, and I take it from her,
Okay.
and I go ahead and I try to attempt to make the fire.
I'll say make a nimbleness check for me.
All right.
First roll of the game.
So it's two
So
dice.
that's
Plus
Two
one,
dice. Yep. Plus your one. Okay.
plus the one for
nimbleness.
nimbleness.
Gotcha.
All right. So that's a 6.
Yeah, if it's something as simple as that, then I think that you could light the fire. So it does take you a little bit to get it going, and you sort of have to like, get some magic going with your hands. But after a couple tries, you get a couple.
I use,
you
I
get
use my fan to
you get
to
some
fan
embers, and then yeah, exactly.
My
you get the fan,
tessin to,
and then it lights up in a roar with all the tinder. Oh, that's magnificent! Thank you.
just something I learned, on the road. How long have you been here?
We just arrived maybe an hour before you. It's only been a short while. Part of the caravan from, I guess, Emmerich's partners? I don't know.
And where are you headed?
I am headed to Sumura's, just across the way here. Should be the first stop on just tomorrow, actually, they said.
And where are you coming from?
I'm coming from the Yami clan in the north.
Ah. Wait, did we said the Yami, or did we say Yama?
Yama clan, sorry.
Yama.
Okay,
Gotcha,
just
gotcha.
checking.
The Yama clan in the north. The monk clan, sorry. my
Oh,
bad.
interesting.
I was thinking Nami.
The Yami clan.
Nami, Yami, Nami, yeah.
yeah.
Nami and then Yami. They're right next to each other. Why did I do that to myself?
I don't know. I don't know. This is your story. What brought you up there?
Oh, I'm just visiting family, actually. My uncle lives up there.
Oh, I see. Your uncle is one of the Yama clan?
Yes, actually he is.
Okay.
Are you questioning? Do you want to roll for anything?
Yeah,
there?
yeah, it's kind of
Roll for intuition.
Thank you.
Yeah. So intuition, you serve your gut feeling, your street smarts.
8.
8. She's not telling the whole truth. She's definitely hiding something. She feels very nervous, and she's trying to give you a story that hopes fits well enough, and trying to get you to stop asking questions.
Do I, as someone from the Yama clan, just have because I am familiar with the clan and such, have any prior knowledge of inconsistencies maybe in her story? I'm like, oh, that doesn't line up from what I know.
You have, from what she says, that's something that could happen. You would have people that could come visit the Yama clan. People also do go up there for pilgrimages as well. They travel the mountains, and then they also they'll do it for either spiritual reasons or to see their family and stuff like that. Because sometimes the monks will stay up there for a very long time. So it sounds like a believable story. But if you wanted to, you could also roll for intuition. If you want to, if you want to decide whether or not you believe her story, you can also do that.
Yeah, could I roll for
Sure.
intuition? Yeah.
You have, I think, a high intuition too.
7. 6, and then 11.
11.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
I'm all intuition, 0 wits.
It's up to you whether or not you want to color on it out on it. But not only do you not recognize her face, and you feel like you would have probably seen this flower kimono girl stick out like a sore thumb in these mountains, but you don't believe any trace of what she's saying, and it doesn't sound. Even though her story is like she's smart enough to think of that story because it's believable, but she's not telling the truth. She's a bad liar.
So after eavesdropping, I just walk up to her and I say, "What family was that again?"
Oh, the Yama monk walked up and asked this question.
You wanna say that
I'm
to
sorry. And who may you be?
What was your last name? Answer the question.
Kotori.
Been in Yama clan 17 years. Haven't been there in a while, but nothing I've heard of.
Well, he's new there.
I see. Well, I suppose your business is your own. Can I do some sort of can I see if she has anything that she might be hiding, like a weapon or something?
Sure, that would be
Also
more of
intuition?
like a wits probably roll.
Wits. Okay,
Wits?
that's not. I'm not gonna do. One of
It's a
those
straight
there, I
roll
don't think.
still.
I have,
Still a straight
I have a
roll.
similar request, but I want to look at her hands.
So wits is going to be more of a planned and learned response, whereas intuition is more like a gut feeling. So if you ever look for something specific, or you're trying to figure out something like history and everything else, those are all going to be wits. It's all going to be like brain smarts versus
Okay.
street smarts.
So mine is kind of specific. I'm looking at her hands to see if they look like they are someone that has done hard work, like labor, or if they're soft.
Go right
Cool.
ahead.
And my specific thing is also going to be I'm looking to see if there's maybe one of those concealed thigh knife holsters,
like a little
a bulge
tanto
in
or
the
something like
clothing.
that?
you know?
Yeah.
See, that's my
Side
thing,
of
because
the
if she's a
thing.
fighter, she's got strong hands.
Okay.
So you guys are
Just
approaching two different ways.
Yeah.
the same thing.
So go ahead and both roll for me a wits roll. So those are two different wits rolls. Both looking for
nice.
different
You
things.
find it funny because they can't exactly so what are you going to look at? So on their own, they both looked at
It's
different things.
two sides of the
That's
same
cool.
coin. So what was yours?
My total was 10.
10, so really good.
13.
And 13, oh my gosh. You notice that while she has tried very hard to make her hands clean and sort of working on, everything looking nice and all that, and she did sort of work on powdering her face and all that, you see dirt under the fingernails, and you see some other things, some calluses on the palms. Some of the veins are a little bit blown out, a little bulgy, so there's some, hard work that's been happening there. Not someone from a delicate life. And what were you looking for?
Just armed or not.
Armed. She does not seem like she's armed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think then I'm okay. If it's hand to hand,
Sets you a little bit at ease, probably.
Yeah, if it's hand to hand, then I'm fine. So I think I just kind of walk away and start setting up my thing, my camp.
Your appearance gives you away. And I come up beside her, and I'm saying this next, because we're sitting next to each other at the fire. And what is your real reason?
I think maybe I should go be by myself now.
I grab her hand as she tries to step up.
She tries to sort of go away politely,
Yeah.
and but you do
On my
stop
hand,
her.
I just sit there. I guess my left hand goes and grabs her wrist.
She seems scared. This is also very unnatural. Putting your hand on someone you do not know, in this way.
It
A little
is.
aggressive, of course. She looks at you, kind of scared. My reasons are my own. I don't mean any harm to anyone here. Please let me go.
I let her go. Be safe on your journey.
And you as well. I'm sorry. What was your name?
My friends call me Yuki.
Yuki. Good to meet you. Katori Aya. So her first name being Aya. She gives you a bow. A little bit of a side glance,
One other thing,
sort of challenging a little bit.
just a little history note. They actually don't really use as many full names back then. People.
Well, she
usually
did.
Just use the
She wouldn't have
first
said Katori Aya, but sorry,
Yeah.
she's Katori was her family name. Aya. Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
Unless you were,
Because
unless you
I
were a lord.
specifically, she was specifically questioned on it earlier. So
Yeah.
maybe
She was questioned on the family.
That's
Yeah.
true.
She
This is
slipped.
true.
It's almost like I said, it's almost like a challenge. Like she's challenging you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's almost like a Katori Aya. Like
See,
don't
I
forget
told
it.
the
Hey.
truth.
Don't forget it.
Forget my
That's
name.
so she did do it on purpose. Yeah.
Okay.
And with that, she sort of goes back to her own tent to sort of pick up her things, and she moves her tent a little bit farther away from the fire from where you're at. And you see Emmerich sort of going out and pitching up his lavish tent. He has a couple bottles of what seems like plum wine or sake, or maybe some beer or stuff like that. Just some things he's traded in the cities, and he's got like a nice little stockpile. And he starts up his fire and everything. You hear him shout out one thing to the rest of the group, though. Make sure you do keep an eye on the mountain around you, though. It's can still be a bit creepy at nights. And if you do see anything, please wake one of the guards first. I like to keep my sleep.
Where are the guards situated?
They are sort of sprawled out. If you see the tents, there's probably like one. They're probably like two close to him, and like maybe like one on each side there.
And just out of curiosity, because
put
my
markers
gaming mind is looking at this more than
Yeah.
my character's mind, but does this seem like the type of situation for an ambush?
You seem like if these
We're high walls. We're stuck in this
Yeah.
cavern thingy.
It's not like. It's not the best scenario, but it's also not the worst, because also like the only way they can come in is through these treacherous cliffs, which would be very hard to climb. So it would be very hard for them to scale these cliffs.
Okay.
And the only direction they would ever come in is through the front. And it's a bottleneck. I feel like it's a pretty good defense position, actually.
Good.
You're not feeling
Okay.
too scared about it. If you want, you can also place these 4 little tokens on the board as the guards if you want to know where they're at. There'd be 2 next to the wagon, and then 1 sort of 2 spread out around the camp, and you can
So
bump these
one in
mics
this
here.
grouping, one in that grouping,
And then 2 next
two
to
next to the wagon itself.
2 next to the wagon itself, exactly. And we'll put those as little
one here?
placeholders. I'll have
Should
dice
we-
out for other people if we need.
Should we
extra
place
pieces.
ourselves just for effect?
If you want to place yourselves on the map for effect, go right ahead. Yes.
So,
actually.
quick question. So
Yes.
I'm over here. I was over here looking at the rocks in the wagon and
Yes.
scavenging. Could I use the wagon and the rocks to climb up to the top of the cliff thing, or is
You
it
could
too
try.
tall?
There is basically a climbing. You'd have to. You can climb in this game. If it's a hard cliff, you'd have to roll for it. This
Okay.
one does seem a little bit harder to scale. So
Okay.
if you want to try to climb it, I would allow you to. You'd have to make either a fortitude or nimbleness check for me. Fortitude is more like using pure strength to get through the cliff, whereas nimbleness is more like
I'm gonna use
acrobatics and
nimbleness.
stuff like that.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of using like the rocks in
Sure.
the caravan that was already buried
So
as
this,
like a
this cliff is probably about like 25 feet or so in
Okay.
the air. Too.
so difficult but not impossible.
Yeah.
Possibly.
So as
Oh,
I
wait,
was
two.
talking to the people and saw her like go over to Scott, I'm gonna be like just off to the side watching and making sure she makes it, kind of thing.
So the
I
guards
rolled
are
a-
kind of like wiping their head, and they're going to the tent. They're putting in for the night too. But you're still sitting there and you're
I'm
watching.
just watching, like,
Yeah.
see you in the morning.
What is she doing?
So what is the rule for it?
I got a 6.
You
did not roll
you feel
well.
confident. You get on the cart and you're like, all right, let's do this. Is the pot still in your head, by the way?
Absolutely.
So that's gonna make it way harder.
Well, it's not like this. I have it propped on my forehead, but it's definitely there.
Okay.
People can stare at you.
I'm just saying.
nobody's
You
seeing
never
her.
know when
Everybody
you're
else
gonna
is
need
in
a good
here.
pot, okay?
You get up on the cart, you have like a first footing, you jump up, you get a couple landings, and then after like 2 or 3 like footholds, you're feeling really confident. The pot falls on your head, covers your eyes, and you fall backwards. And you take 2 points of damage as you slam on the ground on your back.
Makes perfect sense.
I'll look out from behind a tent.
Probably about 10 or 15 feet up in the air at that point. Like you're getting pretty close. You're about 15, maybe 20
I'm
actually.
gonna try again.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna continue watching.
I think we're all
Enjoy.
You guys are all in at the fire, though.
You get a nice
Yeah.
crack
This
to show
is
for it
around
in
the
pot.
corner.
Yeah, we all got like little
That's
onigiris. Just like
You hear like echoing through like the canyon there. You hear like a poof, poof, poof.
God fucking
Like I've heard
damn,
him-
you're not gonna beat me.
That's what you hear from around the corner.
12 this time.
Okay, you're able to climb up. You scale it this time. You're able to climb up to the very top, and what you notice is a sort of rocky, uneven top of what seems to be like a plateau
Okay.
up here.
How long
So
would
not
it?
impossible to climb. And once you're up here, it's hard to traverse. I mean, everything's uneven. It's all rocky and stuff like shifts around. There's snow on everything too, so it's slippery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab some of the snow that's clean and I'm gonna put it in the pot.
Okay.
I'm gonna, if I can, get over to the edge. Do I see any guards close enough? I can.
You have snow in a pot, and you go across the other side, and you can go ahead and place everyone on the map there. So place your characters
Where's?
if
I
you like.
didn't
Okay.
get a figure.
You didn't have a
Pick
figure?
one of them.
Yeah.
is
Did you have?
Oh,
You had
pick
the
one of
spear
those?
one, right?
No, there's the ones that he has in front of him.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you had the spear one that I already gave you. No?
Was it the
No, I
blue
think that's
one,
this
right?
one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that one. Do you want?
Yeah.
Is this one okay?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
It's some sort of staff-looking thing.
It's fine with me. Okay.
Cool.
So I climbed up here. I go right here.
Yes.
Let me just see if I can
She
eyeball.
is a
And everyone else can
warrior.
place themselves on the map where you can-
I'm literally just like, I was around this
is this-
corner watching her
s-
do the climb.
You saw her disappear over the plateau, and you know she's going to their side. You see like the very tip of her head just. Whoop,
That's
down.
right.
So
No,
is this-
I'm
is this
gonna
the
stay
fire
here a
area?
little bit.
Is this the fire area where we were?
There's two. There's fires on both sides.
Is this the one we were at? I assume.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, cool. I assume you're over there too somewhere.
Yes.
Do you have
yes.
your figurine as well?
It's all four on.
Big
Oh,
blue
I
right
see the
there.
blue
Yes,
one.
yes,
Okay,
Oh, you're a
perfect.
big
You're all
blue.
four on there. I see it now. You see a pile of snow dump right next to what seems to be a guard setting up his tent there.
I'm gonna try and aim for him.
It totally just like blankets him. He looks up like to see what's going on. I'm assuming you duck and hide. He doesn't see you.
You're assaulting our
He's like-
guards.
He's like looking up
Assault
confused.
is a strong word. Just throwing some snow.
Rushes off the snow, like kind of shakes his head off, looks up, so confused because nothing is above him. He's like, there's, okay. And he goes back to his work, like he's had a hard day. He's like, I've worked way too hard today.
Snow demons.
I'm an asshole. I'm gonna do it again to the same guard.
So you're pestering this guard the whole time.
just one more time. Just one more time.
Back in the camp here, what are you doing in the camp, Jet?
I am watching this all unfold, but I'm also at the same time trying to keep an eye on this bottleneck right here.
Okay.
Just some personal experience from traveling. Just got to keep an eye on the potential threats. But so far, just setting up next to a tree, a little bit further away from the camp.
You notice as you're sort of looking towards that bottleneck, a couple rocks sort of fall down the cliff next to you. You look up and you don't really see anything, and you hear someone behind you, one of the peasants that ran along with you. Sir, I saw something over there. There's something on the cliffs. It's obviously very scattered and sort of like
Are they pointing to this side or that side?
that side, the far side of my map.
This side.
Yes.
Oh.
That side, but like, yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
But this side of that way.
Did they say it loud enough I could hear?
Yeah, it's pretty quiet in here. Everyone could hear that. He
Oh,
shouted
everyone
it
could
pretty
hear
loud.
it. Okay, nice. Can I make it? Would be another intuition check to kind of like look around and see
Sure.
where it
Intuition
came
is your
from?
gut feeling, whereas wits is more of like an actual like thought-based idea or like history or whatever else. So it'd be
Okay.
more an intuition.
I'm also going to roll on that because I'm going to
Sure.
turn around and just look down the hallway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna crouch down and turn
Yeah.
and just look straight. See if I see anything over there.
Aren't you the cause of the ruckus?
Not this one.
Ruckus.
Different
You
ruckus.
can see across too, so you can see the top of the other side
Yeah.
from where you're at.
7. Because that was intuition, right?
Yeah, you're looking across.
Yeah.
You don't see anything. You're like, there's nothing up here. On the other side either, nothing.
I have 11.
11, okay.
I have a 12.
A 12. From the angle you're at, you can see where the rocks fell from, and you were able to get just around the corner to see. You see where the rocks came from. You don't quite see anything there, and you see just the tail end of a squirrel sort of dancing up the cliff side.
I look over at you. Squirrel.
And then is there like any sort of like I'm just gonna make some sort of like hand gesture to him, just be like, and then just kind of this thing
Nod. There's just that knowing nod.
as I just kind of posture myself maybe a little further away, right here, like back up towards where is that you?
That's me.
Oh, you're right there.
I'm here.
I'll close in on you a little bit just to like, and then just like directly make eye contact.
You hear from laughing with inside his large lavish tent. You hear Emmerich inside just, I got him right paranoid. I did. He hears all the commotion. He's not scared about it.
I just kind of hang my head. I'm like, another day on the road.
You see, most people are. A little bit of time has passed. Nerves are starting to settle. Everyone starts to sort of head to bed. But you four are the last left awake. I'm going to go ahead and say you're placed in there. Try to place yourself around one campfire because that's probably what's
Still
left
up top,
over.
or have you come down yet?
It's going to be very cold, by the way.
Yeah.
So if you want to try to embrace the cold, you can
I'm
try to
guessing
roll.
there's also wind going across the
Yeah,
top. That
I'm
this
gonna say
planet
it's-
is
Yep.
from.
I'm like,
Darkness has hit. It's like, I don't know, 10 degrees, maybe less.
You're
now at
welcome
this
to
point.
join me
It's-
around my fire.
nobody else.
Are
knows
you
I'm
coming
not
down,
by
though?
him. Yeah. I'm gonna try.
Okay. I'm going to watch to make sure. Again, a little
So
bit
this
around a corner.
nimbleness?
I'm going to let you say, make a nimbleness check again. I'll make it a little easier. It is going down, and you probably already know the way.
Yeah.
Because you did it already, so it's like, yeah, it should be okay. Unless you just rolled 2
9.
ones. Oh no, you're fine.
Not
yeah,
quite. Not quite once.
You're trying to you're like super confident once again. You scale down the cliff. You slip for a second, but you catch yourself and you come down the rest of the way just fine.
I knew this was a good luck pot.
It says good luck on it. And that's a kanji good luck.
Kanji of good luck.
Except for you.
Once her foot touches the wagon, like the more grounded area, I'm going to just start sneaking this way.
Cool.
Not necessarily. My goal is that she not see that she was watched. Just
Okay.
want to make sure she got down okay.
Yeah.
And then I go into the camp.
Perfect. If she's not looking for you, I'm going to say that she.
Yeah,
didn't
I'm not
notice.
going to even notice. Nope.
And go ahead and place yourself around one campfire, so you're.
So
sort
I
of
nod. I
clustered a
nod
little
from
bit.
you. I nod as I pass you.
Since there is.
Yeah.
The opening for your caravan is probably all one spot, so you probably have one area that you guys would sit
That
in
makes
there.
sense.
And I actually walk next to the other Yama monk.
Okay.
And without looking at him, but like just like shoulder to shoulder, I'm kind of like, a lot of Yama around these parts, huh?
I mean, it's coming down from the Yama, region. So
What brings you here?
Next to you, uncomfortably close while you guys are talking.
Scooching in on the side.
Comfortably close.
Yeah.
It's like
wearing the pot comes up. Sits,
Yep. Still got the pot.
I was gonna
I
say
got
like
the lid too.
She's like, it's
She's
closer.
slightly touched.
it's like the chair scoot sounds like like all the way over.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just
exactly.
finished helping some pilgrims go visit the temple. Coming back to see if anybody else wants to go up that way.
Very generous of you.
Oh, it's the contribution I try to make.
Has that helped you a lot in your journey? Being generous like that?
I wish it was more generous because I do tithe when I need to for the temple. It is part of their pilgrimage, so it's not always free. But I would not ever turn anybody down if they could not afford it.
Very nice of you. As I
brings you down.
scoot away from Pothead.
Literally.
She's scooting away. I just go, what brings you down this way?
Brings me.
Scoots even closer.
It's like a sandwich now. You're like getting scooched.
Yeah. The more you move away from me, the more she's like, "Oh, this is fun."
Except he's moved to the other side of me, so now you're like trying to cross me to get it.
And I'm like trying to look around you so I can like talk to the right person.
You're like, "Stop! Get out of my."
Also, with all this movement happening, I am not moving. I'm
This is all
sitting
like
there.
musical chairs
They
around
move
you.
I'm
Like,
That's why
okay.
she's not doing this to you.
Me, I haven't been back to my monastery in years, just traveling to travel, I suppose.
Have you found what you were looking for?
Well, what I'm looking for is a little hard to find. Escapes me. Been looking for years and years. I've been trying to master every art.
That is a life. That is a journey you have set for yourself. But it is a good one.
What discipline do you come from?
Mostly Zen at this point.
I see. I started off at a Zen monastery. They didn't like me.
I mean, that makes sense. He seems very zen. You don't seem zen at all.
No, I didn't quite fit in. You're right. Then I think I find myself chuckling a little bit, and I'm like, I'm like, wait, hold on.
As you
I just
chuckle,
quiet
she
down.
her smile gets bigger. Like she's like, I succeeded. Gotta laugh.
and then, sorry for my sake, DW, what was your character's name?
Zeke.
Zeke. And then Story, your character's name. You said
Yuki.
Yuki. That's right, Snow. The name of my cat. My cat. Okay. Yuki, what are you doing during all this?
And watching them laugh. I'm actually breaking etiquette here. Just kind of laughing.
She's like-
I'm still confused. Exactly. I'm just trying to keep
Why
it
does she
together,
have a pot on
laughing
her
at the
fucking head?
girl with the pot on her head.
And I also have the lid in one hand as I'm kind of holding it as
Like
if it's a shield.
Yeah.
So I have my bow staff, the shield, and then the pot on my head. And when I keep talking to you, sometimes it just goes. And then I go.
Start sliding down. It's like the
And it goes-
glasses where we have to constantly keep pushing it up.
When she moves her head, it just goes clunk. And then she goes,
By the way, no +1 for armor for that pot shield. Sorry.
perfect, perfect.
Swords and arrows go straight through that thing.
Yes.
So, the first one, who's facing the entrance most here?
I probably am. I'm
You,
like that.
you would notice it first. No one hears anything, and you don't hear anything either. It's almost like a shadow. It walks in from this one inlet here.
Like an unnatural.
No, it seems like a silhouette of a person. And as the silhouette gets a little bit closer, you notice that the unnatural shape of the head is a basket over the head of the traveler here. And you notice that he has a katana on his side, and he has a flute sort of attached to the other side. And you notice he's a sort of traveling monk, these sort of basket monks that travel the land, known as the Kumuso, I believe, right? Let me see here. Kumuso monks, yes.
How do the guards react to him?
The guards are actually all asleep. You are the only ones left awake right now.
Oh, so these 4...
They're intense now. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
So our guards are not guarding.
They've gone into
Not
town.
really. No, they're getting their shut eye. They're definitely not too worried about anything else either in these area.
I mean, it makes sense.
It seems like they've made this trip many times, and they're sort of just nonchalantly going through the the steps here.
Do you say anything?
He approaches closer.
We're about to have a visitor.
This man walks forward, and it's almost like his footsteps don't make a sound at all. He's just sort of gliding across the snow.
I want that.
I'm guessing this would be wits.
Yes.
Because I want to be looking for, is there a movement style to the...
Yes. That would be more wits. Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
I'll do that as well, actually.
Yeah, and I'll look at. I just want to look at the robes.
That's 12.
That's a 12. You would notice that the fluidity of his movements is very water-like. You notice that he has studied, he's probably nearly a master of the waterfall flow Bushido style.
I am a.
I got an 8.
While they're paranoid.
An 8 for the same thing? Or sorry. He moves very gracefully, but you can't quite put a finger on exactly. You
I
know
just
that
feel uncomfortable
he
for
moves
some
like, but he also moves like a samurai
Okay.
or a ronin at this point, master of the samurai.
I'm gonna start. Oh God, I can't believe I say this. It takes me back. Poor
You can
Roy.
also-
I'm gonna make some tea.
Yeah. Right
I'm gonna pour some tea. That's very
Not like his, but you know.
In our first campaign, we
Yeah.
had somebody who made it every time we stopped. It was a
hilarious.
traditional thing that his
love that.
character did.
Amazing.
He would drink tea, and I would drink
like-
my ale every single time something
Just
happened.
like-
We'd just sit in the corner and be drinking.
We'd all be drinking, and he's over there. He's like, I'm going to make some tea. And you had to turn your volume because he was really quiet. And he's tea.
That sounds lovely.
We knew what his priorities were.
Yeah.
That
He's
audiobook
listening.
voice. That
Oh,
audiobook
good,
voice.
He
good.
said he would know was going home to watch.
Good.
So yeah, sorry. Who was talking before you were pointing?
Making tea.
I'm
Yes,
going to
making
make
tea.
some tea while they are trying to observe who's coming up.
He's coming up closer, and he has a sort of very passive demeanor. He doesn't seem to mean any harm upon
Yeah.
anyone here.
Are we in seats, like, or stumps or stones that we're sitting
Probably
on?
like
kind of thing?
stones. Yeah.
Okay. Are there enough for him to join us?
Yeah. There's,
Okay.
there's plenty of rubble and stones and worn out logs. Like I said, this has been used, it seems, by many camps in the past. Probably the same caravan takes this place every time.
Is ours the only fire that is still burning?
Yeah, the other ones seem to, they're embers. They're
I'll
sort
gesture
of
to a
crackling.
rock. Without looking at him, though, specifically. More so, now, clearly at one point I did look to study, but then as the look away, it's just a join us if you will.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the kindness. I wasn't expecting to find that in a caravan.
The road and weather are quite difficult around these times. Here, and I have some tea. All I can hear is Roy in my. Here, have some tea. Have some tea.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I can't. Yes, I'll taste it right now. He sort of turns his head a little bit so you can't quite see, and he's sort of underneath the helmet, not pulling the helmet
the
enough not to
basket.
see his
I
face.
assure you, it's not poisoned.
No, it's not that.
Well, if it was poisoned, you did a very good job of masking it. It smells delicious.
Why do you-
Tastes delicious too. Thank you.
Tradition to not necessarily raise.
Does it?
What? Why do you have a basket on your head? Are you crazy? Are you insane? Do you have a problem? She says that she has
She says that as she's got the water in her head.
I wish the answer was that simple. I see that you are in the same practice as me. We have a very similar helmets.
No, I'm not crazy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Clearly. This is more so to, it's sort of a spiritual journey that I am on myself.
Oh, okay.
A
that's
way of life that I have taken upon after these wars.
Does it help you?
It helps keep my past in the past, yes.
Have you traveled by foot?
This far, yes. He sort of looks down at his shoes, and they're falling apart. This seat here among the fire is very helpful on my weary feet. Thank you very much. I do have a little bit of rations left. Otherwise, I would ask for food. But don't worry. I did bring my own. I can't pay you anything, though, but if I could just stay here the night, I would very much appreciate the warmth of the fire.
Well, you're certainly welcome to join us.
We are not keepers of an inn, so the ground is free.
I very much appreciate that. I'm going to say that your sandal maybe has, like, ripped or something on the journey. Maybe it clipped on something or whatever. And he notices that. As a gesture of good faith, here, take these extra sandals that I brought with me. I'm fine with what I have, really. It's nothing.
Can I see your shoes?
The shoes he has on now?
Yeah.
He sort of lifts his foot up like
I'll take
he
them
sees
off.
the.
I'm gonna try and fix them.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna try.
Okay. But here, as a gesture of good faith.
Oh, these are quite beautiful.
They seem to be brand new sandals. They're simple but very well crafted.
I try them on and place them on my feet.
Fit perfectly, like a glove
Fantastic.
on your foot.
Like a glove.
Like a glove on your foot.
Out of character, I'm like, how did he know her size?
I have shoes for everyone. He opens up his pants. He has every size.
These have my name on them.
Should I roll anything to fix them?
Oh yeah, sorry. If you want to fix them, so any sort of crafting and everything would be wits. So crafting, repairing, all that is always wits.
Try this. 9?
Yeah. You don't really have the necessary materials to make them perfect.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But you're able to sort of like take some of the little splinters out of it, sort of like pat it back down a little bit. Use some.
Maybe I can offer you, like my broken ones as well to fix it.
For the materials.
Sure. Materials, right?
Yeah, sure. You take some materials from the old one, you put them together, and you're actually able to make a pretty nice pair for this basket head Ronin samurai man.
When you offer your shoes, Zeke looks over. That's all.
Very rude of me. Sorry. My name is Yoji. It's great to meet all of you.
By the way, is there a sort of assist mechanic in this game?
An assist?
Yeah. So if you want to help someone do something, is that a
You
thing?
can help someone do something. Technically, what you would do is you would give them balance on it.
Okay.
But you'd have to have a skill that's able to do that. Like if you have like a 0 in something, you can't really assist in it necessarily.
Right.
But if you have like a +2 and she has a +3 or something, you can assist her because she's just above you and you still have knowledge of that thing.
And what does
that make
balance give
sense?
you?
Balance will let you roll 2 dice and it will allow you to re-roll any of the 2 dice that you want, but you have to use the
Whatever
second
comes up.
dice roll. So it gives you an option. It's not necessarily you might not get
You
something
re-roll
better,
one of the
but it
dice,
allows
right?
you the
Yep.
choice of doing so.
But you get to pick which one.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so if you
get
roll a 6
whether
and a
you do.
1, you can re-roll the 1 and you
Yeah.
can get a 2. But if you roll a 6 and a 5, you re-roll the 5, you can get like a 2 and you have to keep the 2 now.
So you said his name is Yoichi?
Yoji.
Yoji.
Oh,
Very short.
Yoji.
Yoji.
Sorry.
I want to test his reaction time real quick and just
Murder hobo, go!
casually just throw a little pebble at him and just kind of see what his like if he's like one of those people that's just always ready for battle. Like,
Are you aiming for like him, the torso, the head, whatever?
the
Just
face?
The face,
Yeah,
gotcha.
right at the face. Just a tiny rock, just a small one.
You're welcome to our fire. Do this. Take a summon in the face.
Surprise attack.
God. You take the pebble, you toss it, and it sort of just off the head, and he's these rocks seem to be falling. I think we're okay.
and I do the same thing. I'm like, yeah, it's really dangerous around these parts.
With that tink, was there any move towards his blade, anything like that?
No, he didn't sort of make any reaction towards it.
Okay.
His sword is just a hilt anyway.
It's just the hilt. Yeah.
It's
just the case.
Katana's only battle.
Yeah, it's like totally cut off,
just for
blunted, and
looks.
everything.
It's like one of those toy knives that like goes in when you press on it.
Exactly. So you are on the road here to Sumura, I guess, right? That seems to be going in that direction. Is that your end destination for all of you?
A stop. Just a stop.
Everybody's on a journey. Not everybody's going to stop there forever.
Of course. Yes.
I'm heading to the was it Shinmi Isles?
Yes.
Shinmi Isles, yeah.
Yes.
I wish to see the Cherry Blossom Festival when it comes around. It's a long journey.
Oh wow! I heard that is absolutely beautiful. I myself have never left Sensoji, although I would much love to. The trip is just it costs too much, and I have so much to do here. So.
By the by, he introduced himself. I would like to at least mention
Oh,
I
sure.
would have responded with my name as well. Nothing like, oh, that's good to know. We're not going to tell you our names. But I would respond with like, Zeke.
Nice, of course. And if anyone doesn't want to introduce themselves, let me know. Otherwise, I'm assuming everyone sort of introduces
Yes,
themselves.
yes.
Okay.
My name's Desi. Everybody I've ever known for some reason calls me the smiling one. I have no idea why.
Are you smiling just like big ol'?
Oh yeah, the whole time.
I can't
Those smiles
imagine.
that literally goes from behind one ear to behind the other.
I can't imagine why. It's a great nickname, though.
Yeah,
Very
I mean,
beautiful.
I like it. I've had some people run from me. I don't know why. That's fun.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah. My introduction is more like just Jet, no last name. But I don't know if he. I don't think he says no last name. Just Jet. If anyone
My name's
says
Jet,
like
no
what's
last name.
last name, just
What
a shake.
perfect last name, though. Oh, I need to write that character.
Nobody has blinded me.
Cool story, bro.
Nice.
I'm gonna rip some cloth off of like if I have some hanging fabric and stuff that's rippable and rip it off and add it to his sandals. Just make a little warm one.
I did happen to see what caused the setback here. Why you decided to stay. I saw the cart sort of stopped.
Zeke perks up.
corner I did notice that the cart was carrying, well, some of these, if anyone's interested. And he holds out 2 bottles of sake. It seems that the corks are still in, so I think this should be good. I mean, sake doesn't really go bad, right? So,
I missed those.
do you think maybe we should partake as a group?
Goes through his thing. The thing pulls out a little.
Pops it off to a... Look. Cheers is
To your
back to you.
I also hold one out.
He's pulling from the same bottle, so you know that it's most likely not poisoned, at least.
I tossed the tea.
I'm very quickly going to wash the lid with just snow and then hold it out because I don't have a cup.
That's a very big cup of sake. Do you think you can handle that? No, I'll pour just a little bit for you.
Okay.
See, and he sort of fills up the giant pot lid with like a little puddle in the middle.
No, not the pot, the lid, she said.
Oh,
No, just the lid
Just
of
the
the
lid.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Just making a
I thought
little
she was like,
saucer.
more.
the pot lid's gonna be huge, so he's gonna fill up just a tiny puddle in the middle of this big pot lid, and you're gonna sort of like
Exactly.
lift this giant pot lid as a saucer.
Or I'll just lick it.
It seems to
why
be
I
good
put
sake.
snow.
It's no, it's been sitting and resting for a while, so it's not got that nice age on it, right? That nice winter age. It gets the job done.
Warms us up.
Warms you all up inside. So, what month are you all? What spirits? Let me see if I can guess. I'm thinking squirrel, fox squirrel maybe.
Oh, how did you know? I thought it was not obvious at all.
Lucky guess. They're just very eccentric. Is all.
Thank you.
I'm
Wait,
thinking
is that a good
maybe
thing?
koi fish. No,
It has been accused of me before, but no monkey.
the monkey. Oh, very nice. Very wise. Very nice. Mysterious. Moth.
No.
No.
Good try.
What is yours?
Maybe I'll tell you later when you earn it.
That sounds okay. That sounds more like a snake to me. But we'll
Say
see.
that.
We'll
Does that
see.
give you a clue?
And lastly but not leastly, and of course I'll let you know mine in the end as a nice surprise.
And I just like make direct eye contact, intense eye contact, like almost like as a challenge of like, do you think you really know me?
Let's see. Seem very strong. Either a boar or the intensity in the mind monkey, but somewhere between the two. It doesn't seem like. Are you sure that you know your birth month? Maybe you don't. Maybe you were born on a certain day and no one knows. I don't know. It's mysterious.
I have only been told by the people who raised me that I am a monkey, but
See. I
I
knew
haven't
it.
talked to the parents in quite some time.
I see. I myself am a moth, as well. So, yes. Have you heard the stories of the moth and the blind snake? The sort of story behind these signs. There's a story for all the signs, actually. All these spirits, this sort of commingling, coexistence. Story of brotherhood, so to speak, in this troubling war world.
I just say, like, why don't you pour us another shot and tell us?
Very well. So there was once a blind
Without
snake.
looking.
He goes around. As he's pouring, he's
Yep.
sort of pouring for everyone. There was once a blind snake that lived in a very large city. As you can tell, a blind snake may have troubles finding fresh prey. So he would use his senses to find mostly carrion in the city, considering it's a very large city and it's hard to find live prey, especially being a blind snake. So he sat in the dark alleys and sort of rummaged through the trash and would feast on rats and other deceased things. And the moth in the city was having a very hard time with being hunted by the things that the snake should have been killing to begin with. So the moth decided to help the snake. they decided they could help each other. They found a nice little inlet, a nice little place where the rats would always run in and out of. And the moth sort of set up light strings of silk. Not enough, of course, to stop any of these rats, but enough to sort of tether to the snake, so that the snake could sense the vibrations and know when to strike. It shows you that two people can coexist in a world full of strife and can find even ground even when they should be enemies. It's a very valuable lesson for most of Sensoji now that it seems everyone wants to kill everyone still, even after the wars.
I mean, it's hard to shake the desire for blood.
Very much so.
I just kind of do a double take. I'm just like,
He set down a bottle on the floor, the other bottle of sake. What do you say to another bottle? One more to finish off the night. And he sort of does a flick with his finger, and the cork seems to pop out, and it seems to be he had a string attached to his finger this entire time he's telling the story of like this silken moth. Like he sort of played a little trick as he's doing it. No one really seemed to notice.
Take a hand
are we
towel.
tipsy? At this
It
point?
seems like a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I take a hand towel cloth from start dotting the beads of sweat on my face. One more.
Cup goes up. However, when I bring it back, I'm not going to start drinking from it
Okay,
yet.
gotcha. Everyone else seems to be having a pretty good time. At that point, you do hear a sort of scuffle coming from the place where you came from around the corner where you cannot see. And now you see his hand immediately juts towards his katana. He looks off to the side, almost as if not to see, but to hear better. And you're just waiting. Silence, and you can hear another sort of scuffle, like a rock falling down.
I'm gonna very quickly put his sandals back on him. Hopefully
You offer him back, and he'll, because he's on the ground, so that'd be very hard to do. He puts them back on himself and thanks you, of course.
I'll whisper to him as we're trying to be sneaky.
Your sandals.
Yeah, your sandals. May they help you outrun your demons until your demons grow exhausted and die.
Thank you.
I set down my cup,
Yes.
and I'm going to quietly back against the wall out of the out of the light of the flame.
Gotcha.
I'm
He
gonna
sort
throw
of
another
seems to
pebble.
prepare himself a little bit. At him?
No, I thought just the general direction.
I test him again. Let's see if it's now. You toss a pebble towards that direction, and you hear the pebble sort of bounce on the ground. You hear like almost like a whisper, like like, there's someone around the corner from there for sure. At this point, Yoji stands up and he turns his whole body facing that area. It seems we're not alone. I didn't think I was followed by anyone else in here. Maybe other people use this road in travels. I think it's best to stay cautious, however.
Jet, do you recall that geisha we met a little while ago?
Yes, the one from the Yama clan, but not from the Yama clan. Maybe.
I down the last cup. My voice takes on a little bit deeper. Yes, that one. Looks around, notices. I mean, yes, that one. That one clearly. Do you think that they could have been part of hers?
Maybe. When's the last time you saw her?
Well, just when she left the fire.
Kind of just like do a little head swivel, like, where is this girl?
She went into her tent a while ago. You haven't seen her since. It
Gotcha.
seems she's probably most likely still in that tent, probably on the
Okay.
far side.
Gotcha. Okay.
Slowly moving along the wall toward the thing, but staying out of the light of the fire, low to the ground kind of thing.
You can move yourself up a couple more paces if you wanted to. Also, the basket head monk is going to move one step closer. And from there, you notice a group of 3 people sort of walk into the entrance here. And it seems like they are all... You can put these here. Oops. It seems like they are most likely... they are armed. One of them has a club. The other one has maybe a sort of hammer and a shield. And the other one has a sort of like a hammer or like a great axe kind of looking thing.
Bastards.
They walk in, and the first thing you hear is the one with the club is in the front there. And the first thing you hear him say is, "Well, this looks mighty delightful in here, I think. What do you think? Should we sit down and have a nice fire for ourselves, lads?"
Can I intuition the hell out of them?
Sure, you can intuition the hell out of them.
Thank you. I'm gonna try to intuition the hell out of them.
Pour the rest of the tea water on our fire and put it out. And put it out.
That's a 4.
That's a 4. Yeah. You don't really get much. As he puts out the fire, is you're trying to like get a sense of like them. Immediately, just like silhouettes, and you hear, "Oh, ain't that a pity? I guess we're not invited. I guess we just have to invite ourselves then."
I had an 8 on the same intuition check.
They're not very nice people.
Yeah.
You can get a sense that maybe they're here to mug you, maybe they just want to sit here for the night. It's hard to tell, but they're not good people.
I don't know if you want a second roll, but I would also like to be doing the same thing I did to him, watching their steps, watching their movement. Do they seem to be coming from a certain school?
Sure. Yeah. Same thing. Wits. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, in combat, you can roll either. So outside of combat, it'd be almost always wits, sometimes intuition.
5.
But inside combat, you can use either wits or intuition as an action to guess what sort of Bushido style some people use, which can help you counter and be productive.
Awesome.
It was a 5.
A 5 doesn't seem not too much. Yeah.
But as they're approaching, I just also just kind of want to get a little closer to my fellow Yama monk.
Well, the Yama is against the wall, trying to stay in shadow. So you may or may not have seen where the illusion I want to try and make is literally that, you know, in anime when that one person like fades or Homer Simpson going into the bush. That's essentially like set down the cup of sake, started stepping back into the darkness.
Wow, sake turns people invisible.
It does for some.
Yoji takes 2 more steps forward, and he's gonna sort of approach the first one here with his hands open. More friends. It seems we have more people to join.
Like next to him when he does that.
Sure.
Like
You
the
probably be just
pot
one
lid.
step behind him. Yeah, exactly.
Like slightly in front of him.
More friends,
Fake
please, yes, come join us. Very welcome here. These people here are very, very nice. The guards are just over there, just so you know. He's sort of like letting them know, it's like, we're not unarmed, we know how to fight for ourselves. But yes, feel free. We have plenty to share here. Plenty to share, you hear that? So they do welcome us. And the rest of you, are you just as welcoming as this one here? The one who hides his face?
Is there
With
any
the
chance
pot.
that they haven't seen me?
Probably. So if you roll for nimbleness for me,
Okay.
and if you have any sort of benefits for being dimly lit or anything, feel free to add those. Otherwise, you are dimly lit.
I am an 11.
Yeah, you're not seen yet. It doesn't seem. It is very dark in that corner. Yeah, it's a bright moonlit night, but the shadow being casted, you're directly in that black shadow being cast by this full moon.
I mean, it depends on you. Are you guys going to kill us, or are we going to kill you, or are we just
Direct
going to have a
into the
nice dinner? I don't know.
You think you could kill us? Wow,
you
that
never
is
know.
very impressive. Well, I'll tell you what. The first one there, you, the basket head. What is that on your hip there?
He sort of points to the flute, and it's my bamboo flute. It's what I use to make money.
I like it. I tell you what, give that to me, and we'll call it square.
He sort of looks. Sure, of course, yes. It's okay, yes.
Do you want my
Take it,
pot?
please.
This is a really nice pot,
No, I think I want the flute.
but the pot's nicer.
No, I'll
Do I
take
need
the
to roll
flute.
to not exasperate from the shadows and give myself?
I'll leave that up to you.
You do it, you just turn your head.
It's like, oh, she's gonna die.
I'd
Probably.
like to, it's snowing, right? It's what we're,
It's
snow.
flurries in the air.
Okay,
sort of.
so I'm going to make a snowball and throw it at him.
Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
Make a nimbleness check for me, just to see how well you do that and how well he reacts to it as well.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say any. I'll do an intuition roll, I guess. just for him, just to
6.
make sure. As you take the snowball and you toss it,
Fall short.
it's gonna just literally like it's gonna whiz past him, just sort of, and you see his head kind of like flinch to the side.
Was that supposed to be an attack, or are we having a playful fight here now?
I suppose it's a playful fight, but I must say, I think that the flute would be wasted on someone like you.
I see.
Oh yeah, seduce him.
He does a sort of like almost like a bird call, like a woo, 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 woo. Just whatever you want. Cuckoo, cuckoo. And you see.
Look up here! Look at here! Caw, I got her purse.
And you notice he sort of like looks around you, and you notice that there's 4 archers up along the cliff sides around you.
God damn it! I knew I should have stayed up there. Do you care where?
No, just around on all sides. So all around. Yeah, all just literally surrounded. So, yeah, perfect. Exactly, just like that. Looks around. Really, there's no need to fight. I'll just be taking that flute. Yoji holds up his hand. It's okay. Really, just I'll give you my flute here. Looks up at the other guy. Will, go take it from him. The other assistant of his, the one with the one next to him.
Oh, over there?
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna walk up. He's gonna go and reach for his flute, and as he does, he sort of opens up his lapel. Boss, this one's Tanaka. You would notice the Tanaka clan being the shogun.
Yeah.
Tanaka, wow. Well, he's got to have money on him then. Look for the Tama. Sort of frisks him a little bit, and he finds a pouch, and he shakes it. The monk, really, it's... Take the money, sure, it's fine. No, it's more than that. Take the basket off. Now, friends, you don't need to do that. Just take the money, take the flute, and leave. It's nothing. Take the basket off. Will goes and he reaches for the basket. And as he does, you see the hands of Yoji reach out suddenly. And you notice there's a flash of steel in his hand. You notice that he draws so quick that you can barely even see it. And you see the body of the bandit fall into 2 pieces across the snow. Blood drips in, coating everything in red. It's a quick flick with his sword. You sheath it again. Really? You should have taken the money. Senko. Immediate fight. First off is going to be DW. Top of the turn order. Your turn. So no rolling for initiative. We already have a turn order, and everyone gets to go.
Has he moved forward at all?
No, he stayed.
He stayed there?
Yeah.
I'm going to try and see if I can stay in the shadows enough to get around to this guy, hopefully not drawing his attention.
As long as you're touching the cliff the whole way, you should be able to get up to him, which allows you to, since you go first as well, it would technically be considered an ambush, which means that he's not allowed to counterattack. He can only defend.
Beautiful.
And he also gets unbalanced on his attack rolls because he's surprised, technically, by you.
So I would like to use Dragon Vortex.
Dragon Vortex, gotcha.
Waterfall technique.
Let's see, can you read it off for the people at home?
Absolutely. Dragon Vortex.
Yes.
A quick series of dancing strikes, one delivered in rapid succession, leaving no time for the opponent to recover. So do I spend 2 spirit?
Yes. So
Okay.
whatever the spirit cost there is, that's how much it would cost to use. It's sort of like a mana-based system. Each person gets to learn 4 techniques at a time, as you all know, but for people at home. And those techniques can be based upon the styles that you have learned. You can learn certain amounts of styles. There's 6 styles in total. And they all sort of counter each other like a Pokemon, chart. That, fire is super effective, that kind of thing.
So for spending the 2 spirit, I may choose a target. Until the end of my turn, I ignore extra attack penalties against this target.
Yep. So you get to attack the target. So you have 3 actions. The first action is going to be spent to use that, but that is also considered an attack. So you get that as an attack, and you can make 2 more actions. You did move, though, so that is 1 action.
Okay.
So you get 1 more action, so you can make 2 attacks against him if you want to use all of your attacks.
Do I want to use another technique, or is it 1 technique per?
You can use as many techniques as you want in a turn. So you can use another technique next turn, too. Essentially, extra attacks it'll be, the first attack is normal. After that, it's a -2, then a -3, then a -4 after that for extra attacks.
Now, a lot of these
He's allowed to ignore that as part of
A
his
lot of
technique.
these things say they cost chi.
Sorry, that's an older version. Sorry, I updated it. No,
Okay.
because I went between chi, spirit, and ki and all that in the beginning. I decided to stay with spirit in the end. So it's just spirit.
Oh,
if you see
okay.
chi, it just means spirit. If you see advantage, it just means balance, so on and so forth.
No, I'm gonna stick with Dragon Vortex for both attacks.
Okay, perfect.
So 2d6 plus my dueling score.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Yeah, so you're going to do 2d6, and then the Dragon Vortex, it doesn't give you a bonus, does it?
It
So-
itself does not say a
So you don't
bonus.
need to spend it twice. You only need to spend it once, and then you could use a regular attack as the second one if you wanted
Okay.
to. Yeah. So he's going to roll to defend himself. I get unbalanced, so I have to take away the lowest dice.
That is 11.
11, gotcha. So the way that battling works in this is I roll 2d6, you roll 2d6, and the difference is the damage that is dealt. If I roll very high on my side, before I ask for your number, I can tell you that I'm counterattacking you. I didn't say I'm counterattacking, so he's
Matter
just
of fact, you said he
defending. And I
can't
can't,
because I
in
got
fact,
that.
in this point, exactly.
Yep.
So you dealt 5 damage to him. That's a pretty gnarly wound, as this guy is not very beefy.
I'm going to keep going.
Okay, go ahead.
That's 12.
12, oh my gosh. Okay. So he's dead.
Yeah.
What weapon are you using, by the way?
Hands.
Oh, just
yeah.
open arms. Are you going for lethal or non-lethal?
I'll go for non-lethal at this
Okay,
point.
cool. Non-lethal. So
cereal.
you're able to just go up to him, just boom, 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 and he's on the ground.
Yep. And then if I can, I'm going to try and step back into the shadow.
By the way, so until I ask for it, try not to tell the roll because I'm not supposed to know until I counterattack.
Got it.
Same thing versus me. So if you want to counterattack, you'd have to let me know before I tell you my number.
But knowing that you couldn't counterattack.
But knowing that I
and
couldn't
you had
counterattack is
the
fine.
ability.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
cool.
I'm just letting you know for future reference.
no,
Because I know in D&D you automatically roll and you want to say the number. In
Checking,
this one you
right.
roll and you wait and you say any counterattacks? No. Here's my number. Then you
Okay.
duel.
Okay.
All right, cool. He's dead. That's the end of your turn because that was 3 actions.
That was 3
You can
actions.
use the rest of your movement if you want. There is no.
Stepping back into the shadow.
Perfect,
Like,
stepping back in the shadow.
I may move a little bit back further.
Yes.
So that I'm not right next to the body.
So now that they know you're there, it's going to be they'll probably still know you're there, but they may lose sight of you a little bit in the dim light.
But that's
there,
why,
it
and
might be
that's why I
harder.
moved further away rather than back toward them all.
Cool.
So if I did get the chance to go in the shadow, they may have to guess which direction I went,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm moving away from the battle.
Next up is going to be Story Yuki.
But those of you who are watching just watched the guy behind him, like,
And-
and then step back into the shadow as he falls.
And just so you know, there is no opportunity attack. There is a training that someone can have. It's like a feat that someone would take where they can learn to opportunity attack someone,
I have
but they're
that
not
one.
default. Oh, you do have it. Awesome. So when someone runs away from you, you're allowed to attack them. It's not default upon all the characters. So chances are most people won't have it, but you may get hit in the back if you try to run away. They do have it.
Interesting.
Oh shit! I mean, I don't have nothing.
So this guy here, is he up on a ridge?
He
or-
is. So the ridgeline around you is going to be scalable, but about similarly as hard as it was for her, and about 20 or so feet in the air. So you could scale it. Now, scaling during combat, you have to roll a check to see if you can do it, and then you get movement speed based upon either your nimbleness or your fortitude.
Okay.
So you'd roll to see if you could, and then your movement is based upon.
Why
your
not?
nimbleness
Let's
or
go
fortitude.
for it. So
Okay, cool.
in that case, I'm gonna try and quickly scale it.
Okay.
And-
So you'd roll for either nimbleness or fortitude.
I'm sorry.
Roll for either the nimbleness or the fortitude,
Okay.
whatever one you want.
So we'll do nimbleness. 7.
Not quite able to get up.
I didn't think so.
You try to scale the cliff and you just can't quite. It's icy, and you're sort of
Okay.
scraping along the cliff. And you know you could climb if it was a good day, but it's too slippery.
Okay. Well then, just for distraction.
So that's going to just be part of your movement. You don't have to spend an extra action to do what you
Okay,
just did.
so that's
your
one
now
action
movement.
done.
So that's one action. You still
Okay.
have the rest of your movement left, though.
I have an idea. So I'm gonna scoop up a little bit more of the snow,
Okay.
and in this one I'm gonna pull a rock from the fire, like not in the fire, but like pull a rock next to the fire that's around it, and try and form it into a snowball.
Okay.
So we've actually got a rock now, pretty much.
Okay. Do you have like throwing weapons or any sort of improvised weapons or
No.
anything like that at all? Training?
No.
Okay.
So it's
so
just
as far
gonna
as
be-
using it as a weapon
it's gonna
attack,
be unbalanced.
it'd just be unbalanced. Exactly. If you're not trained in something, you can still do it.
So I'll take
pretty
the
much anything
lowest,
you want,
right?
your imagination, but you'll just be unbalanced.
So I'll
'cause
take
you're
the
not
lowest?
trained.
Is
You'll
that right?
roll 2, and you'll take the lowest one.
Okay.
Exactly. And you can add whatever your Bushido style dueling score you have with that as
Well,
well.
that was weird, but let's
So
go.
who you throwing it at? Who are you throwing it at? And don't tell me yet. by
Okay.
the way.
Okay. So the guy on the ridge.
The guy on the ridge line. Okay, so he's going to be behind cover, so a little bit harder to hit. So he'll actually have. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So I am. Since he's ranged, he cannot actually counterattack. So no
Okay.
worries about counterattack. So I'm defending. What is your number?
8.
8. You do not hit him. The snowball, you throw it up, and it's just the angle is just so hard to get up, and you see it sort of fly just over, and you're trying to get the arc just right. And
All right. I'm gonna use my last action then
Mm-hmm.
to get underneath the ridge and use it as sort of a shield.
Okay, you still have movement left, so you don't have to use your last action for that.
Oh, I
so
thought
you're fine.
I thought moving was part of your action.
Yeah, but the first action was movement to try to scale the cliff, but since you couldn't, you just
Oh,
moved to the
okay.
cliff and you sort of like try to. and
Okay,
you
then I
stopped.
will hold my last action
Sure.
as a, I guess, maybe
You
a
can use it
reaction.
either for you
or
can
a-
use it either for reaction abilities or you can use it for counter attacking. You can counter attack on your turn.
Not much of a counterattack. Just a reaction.
So reactions. You can also prepare, which will give you a +2 on whatever roll you do next.
What about like, is there a dodge sort of thing?
That's preparing.
Okay, so we're gonna go with prepare.
So you prepare to defend yourself. Basically,
Correct.
on your next roll, you'll get a +2 on any sort of defense rolls.
Okay,
That's how that
sounds
works.
good. Let's
Cool.
do that.
All right.
We're learning too. at the same
Yeah,
time.
everyone. This is the first time for everyone here. We're
Yeah.
kind of jump diving into this. So, and then it's going to go towards the man with the mace here. He's going to run directly past the. He's going to run directly past the basket-head monk, and he's going to charge the blue man, the monk in the back there.
Jet, yeah.
Jet.
I'm not messing with you.
As he's resheathing his blade, and he seems to be a little bit like he's doing that sort of like cool like little motion. He runs past him, and the guy's like, "What?" And he takes.
I'm taking someone with me.
Goddamn basket.
And you can see that he's actually. He begins to like fume and like just roll himself into a fury. And if it was bright outside, you might be able to see that it's almost he's like the veins are just popping out of his face. I need everyone within. Let's see what it is here.
Oh, we could also use this opportunity to let people know that depending on what I believe it's whatever job or what was it background they took, they can get certain tools and weapons given at the beginning of the game, right?
Yes. So there's backgrounds, there's lineages, and there's clans and all that. That kind of helps determine where your character came from. It's more of like a role-based character creation process, and that determines what items you are allowed to start with, what training you're allowed to start with, and everything. So that way you're basing your character off of like the way you want to role play it rather than just going for numbers. All of the weapons all do the same damage. There's no such thing as like an axe deals 1d12 versus a dagger dealing 1d4 because in actuality it's like if it can kill you, it can kill you, right? It's like
So it's more flavor.
It's more flavor, exactly. Especially in this world of feudal Japan where it's like anything could be used as a weapon. I mean, you could have a closed fan and just knock someone in the side of the head, right? It's like
Dagger's still gonna
a dagger.
do as much
Someone's
damage
throat is going
as
to do
a
as much
sword
damage
when you're in
as
combat, right?
exactly.
If they get you.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're skilled with it, you're skilled with it. Yes, we'll talk about that at the end, of course, but this book will be for sale. We still are talking about sort of getting it maybe published like in a physical form. If not, it'll for sure be digital form. I'm looking to do within the next, really it's almost ready now, but I'm looking to do like within the next month for digital copy unless anything changes. But there is a website you can go to. It's just Patreon. It's for free to sign up though, so no worries about like having to pay to sign up. Patreon.com/Realm Rift Games. So that's REALM RIFT Games. I came up with a name for a game company because I have a lot of ideas for tabletops, and this is just the first of many. So
We've got a meeting with a publisher, but I'm not gonna say who or what.
Yeah, exactly. We do have already a meeting, so I want to hold off until releasing a publishing date because I did want to come out with it on the first, and it's already got a rough, you can play it. It's a little rough around the edges and maybe some glossary mistakes or whatever here and there. But no, it's going to be ready very soon. And if you want to follow it, you can look at that Patreon. You can always support, of course, if you like, support the development, and that would be awesome. When the digital version is for sale, it will be for sale on the Patreon. And then you can also follow for free, of course, and you can follow all the news on that Patreon. And I will have a forum up on there as well, so people can join the forum. They can find games. I'll have a Discord set up, so that way people can just throw together a game. So maybe some free maps to play with and stuff like that. Trying to make a community that is really easy to sort of play with as well. Cool.
Awesome.
Get in the comments.
Awesome. So I need everyone around this man here to make a backbone check
I
within
can't see him.
10 feet.
Backbone
Which
check.
guy are you referring to?
This guy right here.
Oh, the
So
big
if you're
boss?
within 2
Big
squares of
baddie?
him,
You're not.
if you're within 2 squares of him, you must make a backbone check.
Just the two of you.
I was gonna say I'm
Baskethead.
pretty sure I count.
And Baskethead's going to make a
but-
backbone check.
I got a 5.
A 5.
Me too.
A 5. Lucky,
Not a backbone heavy.
you all just saved because it is a low score because most AoEs have very low saves. You all saved. Otherwise, you would have been panicked. Panic is a condition which basically makes you unbalanced on everything until your next turn. For the turn you panic, and he sort of goes into a rage and he makes a swing at you as well. So his first action was that movement, and now he's going to swing at you. So roll to defend yourself,
Gotcha.
and don't let me know if you want to counterattack yet. Okay, so do you want to counterattack?
I do.
Okay, so I got a 10.
Okay, what do I add to
So you would add your dueling score to it.
Which one?
And if you are counterattacking, it's an attack score. If you're just
My
defending,
Senko?
it's a defense score.
3?
No, not your Senko. It's going to be your dueling score.
So it's going to be based
It's-
on
it should be 3.
one of
It
the
should be 3
scores.
for you,
Yeah,
though.
yours should be 3.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's 3. So 9 plus 3 is 12.
12.
Yeah.
You actually are able to counterattack him now, and you do 2 damage back to him.
Oh, nice.
So he goes to attack you, and since I got a 10, you got a 12. You actually deflected it and sort of got a nice hit on him as he
Yeah,
sort of
and then as
swung at
that's happening, can I kind of like track, like, since I like kind of counterattack, can I like track that movement and be like, determine what style that was?
If you wanted to, since it's not, since it's technically, even if it's not your turn, you can use an action to discover that. You can still go out a turn like that. Yeah, I would say roll for either intuition or wits, and I'll let you know what style he's using.
Cool.
Depending on if you get a high enough check.
Intuition is 13.
Perfect. Yeah, he's demon style.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
If I can tell by the veins popping out of his face right now.
So he is sort of embracing like the power of the Oni, the power of the demon, which is sort of that style. It's embracing the demon to become one to fight them or become one of them. Either way, two different mindsets. Then it's going to be Desi's turn.
Yes.
Yes, Shauna, because I didn't go with you yet.
Sweet. I'm going to take my bow staff and I'm going to try and bonk this guy on the head.
Okay, which one? The man there?
Yeah.
There's only
Actually,
one up. She can't reach the archers.
I'm going to try and
true.
sweep his feet out from under him, if I can do that.
Okay, you'd have to have an ability that would be able to like knock them prone or something. I think there's a water ability that allows that. Otherwise, you just try to hit them. You just see what damage you would deal upon hitting them.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try and hit him in the face.
Batteries running
Or
out.
wherever.
I need to go beneath the table. Go spelunking real quick. Sorry, go ahead and roll. I don't want my computer to die. There it goes. Okay,
What do I add to this?
so you roll your
Fighting
attack,
style, yeah.
your dueling score.
Yeah.
So that should be written next to your Bushido style.
Okay, so 9.
I'm getting such bad rolls. So that's me attacking. That's you attacking him.
Yes.
You
So I do move up to him, yeah?
You deal 3 damage to him.
Don't insult the basket!
So you moved to get to him as well.
Yeah, I took like one.
Gotcha.
However, yeah.
So that's movement. That's an attack. Do you want to attack one more time, or do you want to
Yeah.
save it for something else?
No,
Okay.
I'm going to
if you're
attack
attacking one more time, you get a -2 this time.
Okay.
Because it's your extra attack on the same turn.
Perfect.
Should I have had a -2 on my second?
No, because you used that ability that prevented the -2s from happening.
Got it. That's right.
Your
You're right.
Your
Which is awesome.
your vortex allows you to
Dragon
continue
vortex.
to.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. This time I'm going to use the lid of the pot.
Okay. So if you're using the lid, you'd have to have improvised weapons.
I do.
Okay, perfect. Just letting you know.
That's why she-
So there is training for using anything around you as a weapon, which is why, of course, you grab the pot lid. Makes sense.
That's funny.
9.
9. Okay.
Same as the bow staff.
This time he does defend himself. You take the pot lid and this sort of smashes against them and it cracks. It's not quite broken yet, but you can use an improvised weapon 2 times before it
Not
breaks.
going to work for Saki
Okay.
anymore.
Okay. In the book,
It
it does
will
say
leak
3
some.
Yeah,
times.
just
Oh, sorry, 3 times. So you're allowed to use it 3 times. My bad.
Okay, but it does. I mean, it's definitely
So yeah, so that's for the first attack on that lid. 2 more attacks and it will break.
perfect.
So that's your turn. Then we go to the archers on the cliff. Are all going to start taking shots on people.
I'm also going to yell really loud to try and wake everyone else up.
What do you yell? You don't have to, just make sure you're off the mic so you don't blast people's ears.
Shit. Okay, hold on.
Fire,
what you
fire,
yell?
fire.
This bastard broke my pot. He's evil. Something loud.
You hear Emmerich, we don't care about your pot, go back to sleep.
But the guards
We're all
do,
gonna die.
the guards do wake up and they do sort of see this and they sort of like try to get their stuff ready. I mean, when you
gonna
sleep
take
in this
them a
game, you do not wear your armor and you do not have like your weapons equipped, so they're trying to scuffle and get their things right now.
Yeah. I just didn't want them to be caught unaware by getting
Perfect.
shot into.
Good idea. You can speak as a free action in
Terrible
this
guards.
as well. So they're going to
sorry.
take shots. We have 4 archers. We have 4 players. I'm going to say every single one of you make a defense roll as they all
Who
take
would
shots.
be aiming at me, though?
Oh, you're in the shadows.
I will also
Oh.
put forward, not only am I in the shadows, I have bushcraft.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're able to really like get up in there and like.
Nice.
One
I'm
with
going to
the
say they're
bushes.
just trying to blindly shoot in there. They'll definitely get unbalanced on that.
Perfect.
Well, but I'm trying to look at who would even have an angle on me. Maybe
Or
this
would
guy
know
would have
you
to
were
come to the
there.
I
edge.
think it's the guy on the far side would have an angle
far
over
side?
people. No, the other one. I think maybe he would have an angle over people.
Oh,
they are very high
over.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So for the defending, it would be your 2 dice and then not your Senko, right?
No, your Senko is just for initiative, and
Just
that's
for
the only
initiative.
time you roll it. Or if you're trying to duel someone to the death, like a one-on-one duel to the death.
Okay.
That single strike combat.
Okay.
Which is like more of an RP moment rather than actual combat.
Okay.
But you can die from it. So
So what do we roll for defense?
2d6 plus your dueling score, and if you have any armor, you would add your armor to your defense only.
But your dueling score is based on whatever style you're in, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you haven't started a style, do you have a dueling score for that?
You would always start off in a style no matter what.
Do we have to have announced what style we've started off in?
Probably should have.
Yes. You probably should announce what style you're using before you start attacking. My bad with that.
Okay.
For the players, it's different. For the NPCs, sometimes they don't have a style. For the most part, most do. Mostly like the grunts in the beginning, like little people don't.
I'm going Dance of Mist.
So you're going Mist.
I would imagine since I used Waterfall, I'm in Waterfall.
You're in Waterfall.
I
I didn't really ask because I don't think it matters too much for this fight as far as like what people are in right now. But you might be able to counter it, I think. Oh, you said you're in Mist.
I'm in
I'm in
Waterfall.
Mist.
You're in Mist, so it does matter for you. Mist is the only one that really matters.
Oh, they're all demon style?
Only one of them actually has a style.
Okay.
The other ones are just sort of grunts and followers.
Okay.
Ew.
There it
Do
is.
you have any bonuses for being in the shadows?
You do on Dance of the Mist. There is an ability which gives you passives.
Yeah,
in
but
the
I didn't
shadows,
use
but
the Dance of the Mist ability.
You don't have to be so. Just by having that ability in your techniques, it's a passive.
Okay.
So you do have that, regardless of your stance. You'll always have that.
And yeah, I do have that ability as one of my
Okay.
my stats.
Yeah, it gives you like a plus on your rolls as long as you're dimly lit, basically. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was cool.
So, did everyone roll, including? But I'm probably not going to hit DW. First roll over here.
12.
12, nice. Okay, that you successfully defend yourself. I see an arrow whiz past. Take the pot lid or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
This is going to be unbalanced against you. I'm probably not going to hit.
6.
A 6? No, it doesn't hit still.
Okay.
The unbalance is harsh.
I was rolling much higher than that. That roll was
I
like,
got a 4.
it's a 1.
I got a 4, so. And for you, Story, defending yourself?
Well, I assume I take my test and I go whack, hit it off to the side with a 14.
14, yes. Yes, you do that. And then lastly, Jet.
Yeah, 5. I think I'm just too preoccupied with the dude in front of me.
You take 3 points of damage as the arrow sort of like sticks into the back of your leg.
Ow.
Ugh. Oh, that's off the vitality, right?
So that's going to be your vitality, which is your HP, your hit points. There's really no actual healing in this game. There are healing kits, but it will take your whole turn to use it. And if you're using it on someone else, it takes your turn and they can't move while doing it either. So it's like healing during combat's really hard.
Yeah.
Really not very easy to do. I thought about maybe having some sort of like you were talking about pressure point techniques and stuff like that. I am going to become out with like an expansion with other abilities, so we might have more healing in the future. But as of right now, the healing is very, very minimal. So try not to get too hurt.
Yeah.
What is movement distance?
Movement distance is going to be default is always 30 for everyone, and then you add your speed to that. Your speed is always every 1 point is 5 additional feet or 1 square. So if you have an additional 5 speed, you'll have 30 plus 5 extra movement, so there'll be 55. So you can go very far with speed. Speed is mostly made for straight up movement and some saving throws. Although crippling and difficult terrain are different in my game, they both just cap the speed. It's not like a percentage of your speed, so it's a very hard counter to speed. If you get crippled, your speed just drops down to as anyone else would be crippled. It's just 15 movement speed, 15 feet. Cool, Jet.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I think because those two things happened while I was getting attacked, I only had like 1 action. Would that be correct? Since I
Use counterattack.
I counterattacked and then I figured out what style
Yes.
he was.
So
I
you
only
have one action.
Perfect. Great. I'll hit him with the Dance of Mist ability to counter his style.
Okay.
Shades of Mist. I don't have the ability written down here.
Shades of
So,
Mist. I can
yeah,
read it out for you.
say?
So the Shades of Mist, just when an enemy thinks they have an advantage, you disappear in a plume of smoke as a reaction. So you can use it either on your turn or whenever we want as a reaction. You can blind an enemy who is attacking you. So this one, they have to be attacking you. So you could have used it at the end of your turn, which is fine. We'll just say you did that. An enemy must make an int check of 9+. If they fail, they miss their strike, deal no damage, and are then disoriented.
Gotcha.
If they succeed, they deal the damage felt as normal. So that's more of like a blinding powder kind of thing, like where you try to stop them from hitting you. So you
From
could
using
use it.
Fizz, can I just like poke out their eyes, just like?
Yeah, you could, exactly.
Uh-huh.
But I'm gonna say, since he already missed you, it wouldn't really benefit you to use this now. It's more to like, it's more to be like, if you rolled your defense roll and you got like a 2, you could, as a reaction, use that, and you could like blinding powder them to make it so they don't hit you. It's a kind of like a little safe goat to get away.
Yeah.
So since he's not attacking you right now, it wouldn't really benefit you to do that right now.
It would still deal damage though, right?
That one doesn't deal damage.
Okay.
That was just like a save. That's just a way to like blind and get away.
Okay. So I will just
But you can attack or anything else if you want to, though.
Yeah, I'll just punch him in the face. I guess in the would I?
So you do counter him.
In the Dance of Mist style. So
Yeah, sure. So you would roll 2d6, and I would roll 2d6, but since you counter me, I'd have to take away my lowest dice.
Gotcha.
And I'll let you know if I'm counterattacking or not. I don't think he has any actions. I can't counterattack. Okay. So I'm as is.
Okay, so it would be 9 total.
9. He actually did a very good job of defending himself. He only takes 1 damage.
Okay.
He was sort of prepared for it, and as you reach in, he sort of is like glancing blow against him.
Just kind of smiles
that's-
and like, this is fun.
So that's the end of your turn because you have no more actions left, right?
Yes.
So back to Zeke. That's going to be DW.
Looking at this wall, how high up?
About 20 or so feet all around you. It's easier to scale on the side that's close to me, as there's sort of like platforms that go up. You can kind of see that there. Otherwise, it's just a straight climb.
Okay. I know, but I can't get there. That's why I was asking about the movement.
You look like you want to climb. There's a cart back there. Like
I watched her. She doesn't know I watched her do it, but I watched her do it.
So base movement is 30 feet plus 5 for every speed.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, just
I do
think
not
about it
have
in
speed.
squares. If it's easier, you get 6 squares, 1 extra square for every speed.
Yep.
It's probably easier to think squares because feet doesn't really matter too much. Most people know 5 feet per
Right.
square.
So
Yeah.
I
Can you spend more than 1 turn moving?
Yep. You can spend all 3 actions on moving. You can just ninja run. You know, you can just go 90 feet.
How many?
Oh no.
I'll grab it after.
You get it later.
It's very small. I'll check it.
There.
Oh, okay.
The pen cap's escaping.
Try not to drag too much.
Climbing is equal to your nimbleness / fortitude, basically, for climbing. So you'd only be able to climb a certain speed, though.
Okay. Having watched her already, do I have any advantage? Like, I watched how she climbed up. Did it give me a good idea of what footholds work better than
Sure,
others?
I'll give you balance on it. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll go with balance. That's a nice flavor. You watched her, you studied her, and you're like, I know the way up. Yeah, we'll give you
He's like,
balance.
I watched
Okay.
her path where she slipped, and then the second time when she went the right way and
Because
made
I can make it in 2 movements
Okay.
over there.
So go ahead and roll it for the nimbleness or fortitude to see how well you would do the scale eclipse.
That's a darn good roll.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be a 13.
Okay, you don't even need the reroll. So you.
I wouldn't want to. I've got a 5 and a 6. I'm not
Yeah,
touching
it's
either.
Are
of
you sure you don't want to reroll that 5? You might get another 6.
No.
No,
Let
you
me
got it.
reroll the 6. See what happens.
one. No.
Yeah, you scale the cliff. You can use the rest of your movement if there's anything left. So there's 20 feet, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. How much is your nimbleness / fortitude right
2.
now? 2? Yeah, you're able to climb fast enough to be able to get there within your action.
Okay.
Shove him off the cliff.
Then I have one more, and I'd rather use that last one to possibly have done it with some sort of quiet, so that the archer is maybe looking that way
Okay.
and doesn't know that I've climbed up behind him.
Do you want to use your last action to do it stealthily?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to say you prepare to do it stealthily, and you'll get an additional +2. Roll for... Actually, I'll use the same nimbleness score. You get a +2 on top of that for your stealth, and you were just silent as the night, and you run up right behind him. And next up is going to be Yuki.
All right. A little growl, and I turn around and try to make that climb again.
Go ahead and roll for me.
Hey, that's better. 10.
Yeah, you can make it up. What's your nimbleness or fortitude? Either one? Whichever's higher.
Nimbleness is higher.
What is it?
1.
It's a 1. It's going to take... You're not going to be able to get quite up all the way with your climbing speed. You take half your climbing speed +1, and that's how much you
That's
can
too
climb
bad
per
because my
turn.
speed's actually pretty high.
Yeah, the speed is not really used in climbing because it's more of like a nimble / fortitude kind of thing. So they're specifically based upon those stats.
Okay, so I can use 2 actions.
You can
then?
use 2 actions to get up to the top.
All right, let me use 2 actions.
And
to
you
get
have a
to the
little
top.
bit of movement speed left over. You'd have
All right,
about 2 spaces
cool.
left over.
All right, cool. That gives me just enough to get right in front of him.
Perfect, and you have 1 more action.
And I'm going to use my second to hit him with my Tessin right with the pointed end.
Oh,
Very
okay.
bottom.
Oh, nice. Okay, he's gonna roll to defend himself. What style are you using? Doesn't matter because
I'm going to be using Dance of Mist.
Okay, you're using mist.
Right.
So go ahead and roll.
Okay.
I'm not counterattacking.
Okay. So she goes down and then tries to come up with the pointed end right up underneath the armpit, and it's a 7.
7. Yeah, I rolled double ones on that, so I'm.
All right, sweet.
Are you doing non-lethal or lethal? Are you trying to actually kill him?
Oh, it's a pointed end. It's a lethal.
You're trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes. It's a lethal blow. You feel ribs crack and everything just under the.
Sweet.
It goes
So
up inside.
Like I
and
said, I
just-
go down, and as he's swinging it, and I just jam the pointed end of the tesson right up into his armpit, and just with all my strength.
Ouch. Also, because he is ranged,
Drive him to the ground.
since
I
he
guess.
is ranged, he also does get unbalanced automatically.
Okay.
Because he's ranged in your melee, so you have that advantage over him. So yeah, he's dead. That was quick and silent. And anything else on your turn?
I think that's
you
that's
can't
all
move.
actions.
Then you're good.
So,
I put this as a 1 so we know he's dead.
wah wah.
He's dead.
Exactly.
Kudos.
Where is Thorn? Thorn is going to once again yell in a rage, and you see a sort of like fire in his eyes, like not necessarily a metaphor. It could be a fire, maybe not a fire, whatever. But you see that sort of flame of like anger in his eyes.
Sexy jutsu.
And he is going to take one large swing at the. Let me see here. Oop. Who's the? He's gonna make a swing at. Who's the yellow one?
Me.
That's you. He's gonna make a swing at you.
Okay.
Hit me with a
As my
pot.
reaction,
Yes.
I'm going to use Shades of Mist
Oh, okay. So
to blind him.
Nice.
awesome. So now I have to make an intuition saving throw and see.
9 plus.
I got a 14 on that.
Yeah.
So-
Fine. But I tried.
Actually, sorry, 13. He only has a +1. Okay, so you still would take damage as normal, unfortunately. To that
No,
one.
that's fine. I'm going to try.
So you can roll your defense roll. You probably should roll your defense roll first and see if you like the number first before you use that, just in case. Like if you got a 12, you're like, oh, I don't need to use it now.
Okay.
Just letting you know. It's more of like a backup in case you rolled bad defense.
2d6 plus your dueling.
2d6 plus your dueling style.
Just make sure. 10.
10. Do you want to counterattack?
Yeah.
You want to counterattack?
Yeah.
You deal 1 damage back to him. Again, I got a 9 on that one.
He's having some trouble.
He's not
He
quite able
walked
to do
in
it.
here thinking this was going to be easy, and it has not.
But
I
it has-
counterattack him with the pot lid. So now it's like
Now it's
one
kind
more
of
hit.
now it's cracking down the middle. It's sort of like one piece of it's fallen off. You hear him sort of grunt under his breath,
How embarrassing would this be? Death by pot.
sort of growls up to his men at the top there. What are you all doing up there? Start shooting! That's the end of his turn. He's gonna save his last action. Scrolling back here, it's gonna be Desi's turn.
All right. Well,
So that was your counterattack. So that's 1 action already.
he just tried to hit me, which is very offensive to me. So I'm going to. Sorry, 1 second.
And what form are you using right now? Mist is because you just did the mist
Yes,
ability.
I'm gonna
Everyone's
use
got
Mist.
mist. Why did I choose demon? Everyone here has mist.
No, that's why I'm using waterfall. I'm staying away from the mist. I'm staying away from the demon guy.
That's smart. It's smart. When it comes to like later in the battle, you have like 6 people around the field. They're all different stances. It's like you go there, I go here, and block me.
Yeah,
It's some crazy techniques that you use there, and flanking and all that
What kind of
stuff.
bows are they using? The short ones or
Short
the
bows.
okay.
No, not the Yumi sort of like long. No, usually
Yeah,
just
yeah. I
very
wouldn't
short.
think so. No,
Yeah.
these guys.
No.
Okay.
And they seem to be very crappy, like whittled from the wood outside or something. Who knows? But
I'm going to use Shadow's Betrayal
okay,
to move behind him.
okay. So you also will gain additional damage if you want to attack,
Yes.
and you would gain backstab damage as well.
Excellent. I want to
So go ahead and roll, and he'll roll as well. And since you're countering him, I have to drop my lowest dice, which is actually a 5.
Yeah. Fuck you, bitch. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna. Oh, I did. It's good. It's good. 10, 11, 12.
What
Do
are
I
you,
add anything else to that?
What are you attacking with? The pot lid?
Yes.
And you killed that one up there, and you're about to take this one out here. Yeah, he's dead. If you want to, since he's the big boss man out of them, please describe how you shatter this pot lid over his head.
Okay. So,
I love that.
like, it's almost weird to watch her move from one spot to the other in that way, because it was like suddenly she's here, and then suddenly she's here, and I'm going to take this pot lid and I'm going to use the edge of it to ram in the back of his spine right here.
You hear with a nice, satisfying
Mess
crunch.
with pot lady.
Half the crunch coming from his spine, half the other crunch coming from that pot lid shattering across it, just like
Final hit.
jamming into it, and you see it snap back and his body fall limp to the ground. The eyes roll to the
To
back of his
reveal
head.
me, just smiling back
face.
there.
Any of the guards that we had see this?
They're
You're still
packing
putting
up.
on armor.
It takes forever for them to get ready. Like in this game, it takes forever for you to put on armor.
You
It takes
think
like 2
one
full
of them
turns.
should have maybe stayed in armor and stayed awake, but they
Probably.
did not.
No, they're not very responsible guards.
Hey, Hiji, what's happening out there?
I mean, it's been 6 seconds technically because it's one round. It's only been 6 seconds, so they're probably at this point getting their weapon out and charging in now. Yeah.
Pot
No,
lady
we've had
just
2.
beat the other
So
one.
it's 12 seconds.
So probably they should have been reacting this turn, but at the end of this turn, I'll say they do.
Just like drop this. dude
Are
in
we
front of
just?
me.
Can we do generic
Makes
stuff now?
eye
with
I'm
these
contact
saying
with
characters?
you
do
with
generic
his
stuff.
big smile
You see
on
that
his
the one
face.
here,
I think.
the one here on the far side is running. The other one's dead. The one in front of you. Do you want to try to take him out before he runs?
So what I'd like to do is, I'm guessing, just going on style of people. I don't know specifically with samurai archers, but a lot of them will put the arrows in the ground next to them, so they just draw the arrow. I literally just want to take one of those and to his throat, come with me, or don't.
Since they did plan this ambush, I'm gonna say the arrows are on the ground. Otherwise, they'd probably have them like on their back or something like that on the cross.
And I have
You
improvised
take,
weapons.
you take the arrow and
you see that it's a
since
knife.
you rolled such so high on sneak, he has no idea. And the arrow comes up and just, oh, okay, just don't kill me. I'll put it down. Put his weapon down. No, how do I get down?
How did you get up?
He points, and there's a sort of a way down around the corner there on the far side of the screen.
To get back that side?
Exactly.
Oh, you're not going to help him down?
I'm not going to help him down in that way. Tempting, just
Here,
like,
let me help
let
you.
me help you.
Come on, Tigo, get him down.
So
I'm literally going to as I see them running off in the distances, the other two, I'm going to call to one of them to come over and have him go down to them.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go over and
the guards
also
finally
tie
got
up
all their
this other guy.
stuff up. They help you out. They jump across. They get him down. They have him at this point, like a spear point. Most of the guards probably have like spears or something.
And bind this guy.
Yeah, because he's unconscious. And you come back down, and now you're all sort of in the center here. End of combat.
Can I check that one that's at the top?
The dead one?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. What are you checking for?
I'm just looking over to see if there's anything, I don't know, where maybe
the
to
body?
fill it. Yeah, loot in the body, basically.
Just looting. Just looting
Kinda.
at intuition.
Yeah. Okay. 7.
It's pretty much poor, beggar, bandit kind of guy. You do, however, notice from the gauntness of his cheeks that he's probably starving. Like, these guys are not in very good shape.
Question on this. The archers versus the two that were with him, are they of the same caliber, or like archers were guys that were just hired, but those two guys were like his team?
It seems like the two that were with him were sort of like his buddies, right-hand man, left-hand man kind of thing or whatever. The ones up in the cliffs are just sort of recruits. They don't seem to be at the same caliber. He seems to be their leader, the man with the mace.
I'm going to make sure I point that out to the guards that are taking him, that this archer more than likely was just a hired person.
Gotcha.
That guy's different.
Okay.
I'm going to point it out to them.
Okay.
And I'm gonna point it out in front of the archer.
Okay.
I'm gonna let him hear me say, he probably was just hired for this. They're in on it. The one that I bound.
Hey, thank you. Yeah. I'll tell you anything you want to know. The Tane clan took us, and we're just fighting to survive out here. Thank you. And he goes over, and yeah. The guard kind of knocks him in the back with a spear. Keep going.
I'll bring you a snack later.
Thumbs up behind the back. All right. What is everyone else doing here? He's unconscious. He's not waking up anytime soon, probably.
I'm going to
From
go
that
through
bash in the back of the head.
the unconscious
You
guy's
want to
pockets.
go ahead and go on break?
Yeah, absolutely. I think
about
that's a good
2
point,
hours.
actually, because I forgot about that. Since we're not doing... Yeah, we'll go on break. We'll take that point to do a 15, right? 15
Yeah,
is what
about a
we're doing?
15 minute.
Yeah, we'll do a quick little 15-minute. We're not going to go like super long, but yeah, we'll go. I think we're already on break. Yeah.
Awesome. It's like perfect timing.
There we go.
Mike, did you have to use the restroom?
I wasn't even looking at the time. I was like, there it is. Yeah, 8:14. Yeah,
Are
definitely past.
we dead?
Oh yeah, are we off, Mike?
Yeah.
We're off. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you had a nice little snack, bathroom break, fresh breath air, whatever you want.
This yukata has like so many layers that it's hard to go to the bathroom because I have to like undo everything. I gotta fix my beautiful hair.
The whole ceremony.
Gotta do a little puff puff.
Poof poof with my kabuki brush.
Top of the
Yeah,
nose.
gotta look good.
Gotta
Gotta look good for camera.
Unfortunately, that's a great part of the face right now.
Oh, this one is? Yeah, of course, yeah.
What's that? You can subscribe with Amazon Prime for
I was just
free.
gonna go through that. I know.
Jeff Bezos pay the bill.
Anyway,
So thank you everyone for coming back to us through the break. If you stuck with us, you're amazing. We love you so much. You can of course subscribe to our Twitch. We get one free subscription with your Prime membership. If you want to use that, we would love to have it. You just have to resubscribe every month if you want to use it here. Thank you so much. And of course, we do have our YouTube channel where you can watch some of our past videos, and we'll be posting this one there as well, along with future ones. And as far as this game goes, this game is called Sensoji. This is a tabletop role-playing game that I created based upon Edo, Japan. And the full player handbook is going to be released very soon. You can follow on Patreon for free. No need to charge there unless, of course, you want to support the developers. And it's patreon.com/realmriftgames. That's REALMRIFT. I'm good at spelling. Games. And yes, dungeonsdivided.com. And of course, stay tuned until the end of the episode to figure out what happens after all this stuff.
And join us on our Discord.
Join us on our Discord, yes. You have
address below.
yes, right, yeah, and check all that information down below. Cool, I think we covered all the bases there.
I think we covered everything. Let's go.
All right, so we ended off with being ambushed, I guess, but not really.
Should we clear the bodies?
I mean, if you want to. The guards here seem to not be too keen on trying to like bury the bodies or anything like that. They brought this other man to the side. They're questioning him. He seems to be cooperating. He's a little bit scared.
Did that other one get away? The one that was because we
I don't
took
think any of them got
The
away.
two archers up top got away.
one of the archers
Oh,
got away. 'cause
one
I
of the
took
archers,
out.
just one.
Oh,
This one?
both of them.
Oh, sorry, there's one across there, side there. Yeah, so there's two that got away.
Two that got away.
Oh,
Sorry.
I wanted
I
to
can't
shoot.
You
shoot
killed
because
one.
it was
I
blocked.
captured one.
Right, one was captured, one was
Was
dead.
lucky 'cause I would've
One
shot
was
him.
deaded, and the other two escaped. Yes.
Probably missed because I have no skills in it.
So the basket head monk goes back to sit on the log, doesn't really care too much about what's going on here, takes his shakuhachi flute, puts it back on his waistband, takes his tama gold's pouch, puts it back on his waistband.
I walk over backward to my seat and I'd set down my
He pours it for you.
No, I'd set down. Remember, he poured it for us.
Oh, I see.
I set it down and faded into the shadows. I now walk back up to it, sit back down, take my shot.
Nice. Perfect.
We've earned it.
He sits down, he pours himself another one, sees you take your shot, and he sort of like cheers this to you real quick, and then downs it under the basket, of course, not lifting it enough to see his whole face.
And I saw her absolutely just drop the leader right in front of me. So I just like walk up to her and I'm like, pot lid style Bushido. Nice.
I'm working
and
on
I
it.
just fist bump. I held the fist bump out. Respect. You hit. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Nice. And I just gesture over back to the fireplace for shots.
Oh,
And I come back down from the hill, and I got another cloth, and I'm wiping the blood and sweat off of myself, and I just come down. Perhaps we shouldn't tell the others about our new compatriot here. Maybe we should keep it to ourselves.
I mean, he did help protect the caravan. It's gotta mean something.
He's also part of the Tanaka clan.
We don't have to say that.
I think she was already trying to be discreet.
Well, I know, but this is a conversation we're having.
Yeah, just
Yeah, off to
Yeah.
the side.
I just like kind of look over and I say, what I'm wondering is what a man of great skill is doing in a place like this.
and with a basket on his head.
And a basket.
Set the pot on yours. By the way, in this conversation, Zeke is not being a big part of the conversation because I am looking back and trying to understand. I was up on a cliff trying to understand the pot lid in the back of this guy's neck.
It's like shattered. There's like
I missed
pieces sticking
something that when I like, there's like, yeah. There's a little trying to examine, look at the footwork, try and recreate that battle in my eyes, because there is if one is able to, shall we say, Prince Humperdinck it. I'm looking at the footwork where she was in front of him, then she was behind him. Like,
You see, like,
Damn.
You're like Aragorning the whole situation. Like, you know, he was here, then he was here. You see that the footsteps don't quite match up, and all of a sudden she seems to almost like disappear and land behind him somehow. Some sort of tomfoolery going on.
I see him investigating, and I just look at him and I mouth, "Pop it, Bushido."
It's in progress.
just keep nodding.
The basket head monk is kind of sort of going
Reach
to look
over
around.
for another shot.
He's
I'll drink to that.
He's gonna pour another one. He'll
I'll
pour another
drink
one
to
all
that.
around. He drinks another shot. Well, I think that's enough excitement for me for the evening. Thank you once again for your hospitality. I have my own bedroll. If it's okay, I'll just sleep over in the dark corner over there.
Okay.
I appreciate you not saying anything about me, and I hope that it can stay that way.
Say anything about what?
Exactly. Thank you.
Oh, it appears that you have a wound. Let me attend to it.
Sure. Thank you.
And I follow him and taking one of my cloths and applying it to his shoulder and follow him over.
Okay.
I'm gonna go feed some probably stale bread or some rice or something to the tied up archer.
Okay. The tied up archer, he's sort of being interrogated, and they're just like, you know, the guards, where's the rest of your people? I don't know. I follow, and I'm just you know, a beggar that they took on, and I needed food, and hits him on the back of the head. Tell us now or we'll kill you. It's no, really, please. It's just I wasn't even part of the Tawny clan. Just please let me go. They're just you know, they're trying to get stuff out of him, and he obviously doesn't know anything.
Yeah. While they're doing that, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna walk up and start like spoon feeding him stuff every time he opens his mouth.
You, what are you doing? Are you part of this crew? The Tawny Guild? The Tawny clan? Are you part of the Tawny clan?
Who's the Tawny? What Tawny clan?
This man here, the bandits, tried to rob us and kill us, and here you are feeding him. Are you
I
part
killed
of his?
that guy. I killed his boss.
Okay, I
feel
didn't
kind
see
of bad
that. Thank
about
you for
that.
doing that. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Do not feed the prisoner until we're done interrogating him.
But
please.
he's look. He looks like he's dying.
He'll survive. He's survived this long. He'll survive another day. Just
If
let us
you were
finish.
starving like this, you wouldn't survive another day.
We'll let you have your time with him. Just let us finish what we're
Okay,
saying
don't
here.
kill him first.
We won't kill him.
He'll like my bread. Maybe.
The basket head monk is going to take his stuff and go to sleep in the corner as well. Keeping the basket on his head the whole time.
I figure.
Not taking off for sleeping or anything else. He does take his katana and sort of like adjust it so he can sleep, but he sort of like has it next to him, you know, like a little teddy bear with the night.
I think I'm gonna start. I'm wounded. So would I have any sort of bandages in my survival kit, or is that?
That would be more of like a healing kit. I also did give everyone like starting gold if you want to say that you spent it on things. I know we didn't do like a whole like shopping together, but if you wanted to have a healing kit on you to begin with, that's totally fine. They're pretty cheap. So
I have 150. Is that what we typically would start with?
typically you start with 150 gold, and then you can get extra based upon your lineage.
Oh,
if
okay.
you have a
'Cause
different
I was going to
lineage.
say, like, no,
none.
mine
Yeah,
said
I'm
not that amount. But
I'm
okay, so
broke.
starting amount is
Yeah, everyone starts with
150,
150, and then like
plus whatever you
some
get.
people
Okay.
like Valoria
Plus?
and like the Shenmue Isles and stuff like that,
some
you
of the
start with a lot
backgrounds
more.
give you an amount of.
Not me.
Healing kit is only 25 tama. It weighs a lot. It'll weigh about 10 pounds. So you probably only want like one on you at a time.
Okay.
And you can use it, I believe it's 4 times with one kit.
Okay.
So
So if I
it's-
have one,
it's
then
more
I'll
just
say
a-
I have like 125 starting tama, and then just a healing kit.
Perfect. You can do that, yeah.
Cool. So I'll go ahead and use up one of those
Okay.
to just bandage myself before I kind of go to bed.
Gotcha. So for the healing kit, you would just roll, I believe it's 1d6. Let me just look at it here. I have it here, the whole thing. Oh, actually, no. You would roll 2d6, and you would just heal for that amount only, flat.
Okay, perfect.
Unless you have the healing background, which I don't think you do. No, you're a monk. So.
I do.
Not.
Oh, you're a healer. Nice.
Oh, there you go.
You could help him.
Yeah, I'll see him trying to like wrap wherever it is one by himself, and I'll be like, just let me do that.
Well, while they're doing all of that, I'm going to be going over to the body of Boss Man. really still trying to figure out how the pot lid killed him.
Are you going to poke it with a stick?
No, just look at like, man, that's right between those two vertebrae. Jeez, Louise.
Has some precision.
Yeah, exactly. There's some admiration going on. I can't let her know that. But also checking and seeing if there's any letters or anything that is what directed them to be following him or anything like that on his body.
Go ahead and make since you're looking for something specific, go ahead and make a wits roll for me. As a healer, you'll add an additional 2 for him.
Okay.
So you'll heal for 2 more points than 2d6 plus 2 from her healing you.
Perfect. Great. So it's 4 plus 2.
So you do it for 6.
6. Awesome.
Sweet.
Thank you.
You'd also heal after a full rest, so you would get a heal eventually. But it's good to be healed up now since they're pretty cheap. It's a good way to get yourself healed up out of combat. During combat, it's very hard. Outside of combat, it's a little easier to heal yourself. So.
I did fall down the cliff a little bit earlier and took 2 points of damage, so I am going to, now that we have this moment, just kind of like clean my scuffs. Nobody sees this.
A 9 on the roll, by the way.
9 on the roll. Okay. As you're searching the body, you do see a letter. It seems to be talking about following a specific man, and they give the details that he wears a basket on his head. So it seemed like
They're not told who.
They were not told who. So they were told to follow him. Obviously, they're following him, even though they didn't really say that exactly to him there, and seemed to be all happenstance. But they were following him.
Does it say who it's from?
No. No sort of. You could roll intuition maybe to study like handwriting and see if they're like a learned person or like someone of scholar or something like that or whatever. But
11.
11. You get enough to know that this person is. It's not like from like royalty or like a person that like studied very well. It seems to be more of a plain handwriting and very plain resources used to create this letter as well.
I'm going to leave it at the head of the roll of our friend.
Okay, perfect. Anything else before we do a full rest?
By the way, any Tama on him?
On who? The bad guy? The bad guy. I'm just going to say, I'm going to roll and see what he has on him as far as if he has Tama. Probably not because he's, well, he may be have robbed someone. I'm going to say you find about 15 Tama on him. Because I rolled pretty high on that, so. Otherwise, yeah, bandits usually don't have a whole lot on them. But yeah, 15 Tama.
I will be taking it to pass forward.
You also do see some copper ingots on him, which is a older currency that's not really used, but if you know anything about sort of the culture in Sensoji, you'd probably know that some people, especially like black markets and stuff like that, will still use older currencies like copper ingots.
And how many of those?
That would be about 20 copper ingots.
About 20.
Yeah,
Okay.
so quite a bit of those actually.
Okay.
But they're not quite as useful. It's harder to spend.
So now the player handbook is going through some iterations. Are you going to be adding eventually a sort of a shopping list or something?
I do. I have a shopping list already. It's
I
just
know you
very
started one.
thin.
7 items.
It's very thin. Yeah, 7 items.
Yeah.
It's more so just like bags and scraps for crafting and stuff like that. But there will be a full crafting price guide and everything. So you can pretty much anything in the game you can actually craft or you can buy, which is really cool. I have a whole crafting system where you have to roll, and depending on the quality of the roll, you can actually increase the quality of the items and all that too. So you can create your own armor, your own weapons. You could be an artisan weaponsmith if you wanted to. An artisan is an actual background that you can choose. So you can be like a weaponsmith, and you can create your own weapons for you and your party and all that. So.
Or you can have an ally who can do that.
Or you can have an ally, or you can always pay someone to do it because in every single major city you have an artisan that can repair and all that. There's an optional rule: if you roll 2 1s, 1 and a 1, your weapon breaks, and you get all imbalanced until you repair it.
Oh, wow.
Optional rule: if you don't want to have weapon breakage, you don't have to. So it's not a permanent rule, but yeah.
I love that rule.
And there's also the opposite: if you crit someone, their armor breaks.
Ooh.
So it's a
Doing that with your fist?
yeah, you could literally punch someone's breastplate and have it crack and like shatter off of them, and then just like they're open on the chest now. So it is an optional; you don't have to do it, but it's fun to have those kind of rewards for natural, crits and crit failures and all that.
That's awesome.
Cool. All right, so everyone's going for a full rest.
I'm gonna feed the archer guy first.
You feed the archer guy. Anything else you want to say to him? He seems a little bit beat up. He's a little bit bloodied and bruised. The guard's like, "All right, fine. We can't get anything out of him. He's just a grunt. Have fun."
Okay.
He'll keep his eye on you though, of course.
Of course.
Make sure to try any funny business.
I will remind them
Not
that
that
they
kind of
have the
girl.
actual accomplice to question as soon as he wakes up.
Oh, right. Wake up in the middle of the night screaming.
I'm going to while I'm feeding him because I'm assuming he's still tied up.
Yeah.
Right. I'll ask him every time I ask him a question. Before he can answer, as soon as he opens his mouth, I'm going to shove a spoonful in his mouth.
Okay. What's the first question you ask?
So what led you to these cliffs?
He sort of like, as you're asking the question, you sort of kind of like just a bite towards the bread, and then you shove it directly in his mouth.
Thorn, our leader, Thorn, he brought us to these cliffs. We were supposed to be chasing the caravan, and he said that there would be money here, and we could buy food and such. Thorn is a member of the Tani clan, a well-known member of the Tani clan. They do take hostages and imprison people such as me and use them.
Were you a prisoner?
Yes, I'm not part of any clan, more just a wandering Ronin after the battles. Not a big family name or anything, just wandering. And
You don't have to be a big family name.
picking up work here and there can be hard without a name. So,
So you said that they took you as a prisoner?
of sorts. I mean, they take care of me and they feed me, but they require me to do things like this.
Like this.
And you have to do what you have to do to get by in this harsh world. So,
Yeah, I understand.
Like to the back of the throat every time, just like straight in.
She's not trying to be that way. It's just
Yeah.
aggressive kindness.
He takes 3 damage.
Were you choking
Jokes.
damage?
Oh, sorry.
You said you're a healer, right? Okay, CPR.
Making
Yeah, I
sure
got
that
this.
crop is full, you know.
Exactly.
Any other questions for him before you go?
You said Thorn is a well-known member of what clan again?
the Tani clan. He's,
Tani. Okay.
It used to be more. The name Tani clan used to actually mean something. From at least what I've heard, they're very prideful. But nowadays they're just bandits and beggars and such.
It's really sad that you're so thin, you're so starving, and it's led you to come to this place and hurt these innocent people.
Like I said, this world's full of suffering. You just choose your way of suffering. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. But you can always smile. That makes it feel a little better, even when you're hungry.
If I smile, will you stop shoving the food so hard?
I wasn't shoving the food.
It's very okay.
Oh, was that? Hold on. Okay, you want? I like.
Try to daintily do it.
Trying to reach for it.
He grabs it. You're good. DW, what were you trying to say?
Which archer hit him?
Ooh, that was the one that's.
Ran off this way. Or is it that one up there?
I think I was rolling in a circle, so that one would have been the one that ran away. I think.
Okay, so that one?
Yeah,
Okay.
that would have been the one that would have hit him.
Where's your base?
Make him make reparations if it was the guy I caught. You owe him an apology.
I'm
No, I
not.
thought you were gonna be like, I'll stab you in the calf just for a little retribution.
I'm not a very good scout. I would not recommend going there. All I know is that it's in the valley, sort of maze-like valley of the mountains here.
Okay.
Sort of
If you were to go with
west
somebody,
of here.
or if people were to go with you, would you be able to kind of show them the way a little bit?
I wouldn't lead anyone back there. They'd kill me. Sorry.
No. You don't have to lead us all the way. Just like part of the way and then point.
They have scouts all the way there. I'm sorry, but from here on, I hope that I can escape and leave them.
Okay.
I'm not
okay,
going
that makes
back.
sense.
I can let you know that it's that direction, but once again, it's a maze and it's well guarded, and they have archers up on the cliffs everywhere. You'll never make it in alive.
Okay. Well, thank you. I hope. Are you full now? Do you need some more?
Thank you. It's good. The stale bread hopefully will digest over time. Thank you.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna take 10 of my tama and like put it if he has a pouch or a pocket.
He's tied, so you just kind of like slip it in his pocket.
Get some good food, okay?
Does it fall right
Get
through?
out of here.
It's a hole in the pocket. It falls right through. You put it in the other pocket. That
He
pocket's
starts
okay.
repairing his shoes.
I absolutely would do that.
You should be the artisan, the shoe repairman.
I mean, hell yeah. Be like, hopefully this will help you get out of this horrible kind of life.
He seems just not know what to say, and he almost like comes to tears. 10 tama is probably more than he sees ever, like in a week, in a month, or whatever. 10 tama is not much. But
Don't cry. Okay, was that not enough? Okay.
I need some more
I'll
stale
give him
bread for my
10 more.
tears. He takes a stale bread and he sort of like wipes his tears on it.
I'll give him 10 more because I don't know. Was it not
He's straight
enough?
on
I'm
sobs.
sorry.
He's straight on sobs, and the guard is like, just get away. Stop encouraging me.
I'm not doing anything. You don't understand me.
All right.
With a pot.
I think from there, everyone else did whatever they wanted to, right, for the nights?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say.
I would like to be one of the last people to fall asleep. Is all.
Okay. Everyone else falls asleep. You're the last one left alive. Not alive. Awake. The fire sort of all start to simmer, and they go. You know, if you want to restart the fires before you go to bed, throw an extra couple logs on. You can.
Somebody poured tea on it.
Yeah. It's a little hard to light, but the embers are still there, and they're still good. But it seems to be a nice, quiet night. The flurries are still sort of drifting through the air. It's not snowing anymore, but the wind is sort of just picking them up, and they're flourishing around a little bit. Other than that, it's a quiet, full moon night. Going to sleep?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Everyone gets a full rest, which means you restore all your spirit and all your vitality, all your HP. And we start the next day. Of course, early in the morning, you find a couple of the guards stretching, and they get up and they start moving the items. It's up to you, Zeke, if you want to help them out, as you said.
I do. I get up and I go help.
You get up and you help him. It doesn't take too long. You also notice the basket head man follows you over there as well, Yoji, and he's also helping out.
I also go to help out. I've already been up, and I take note of the size of the rocks that the other monk is picking up, and I try to pick up a larger one to move out of the way. And I'm just like looking at him.
Trying to show off. I love it.
I mean, I will not be picking up I do not have a lot of strength, so no, I will be picking up.
I come out from the tent area and I walk up to the brigand that was pretty much sleeping through the night, a little bandit. Mm-hmm. And I take out my thing for my hair, let it fall down, or now it's coming off. Forget it. So I take it off. Yeah, baby. So I take it out and I poke it up to his neck, and I was like, "Did you sleep well?"
To the bandit that was not knocked out and tied?
Yeah.
Which one? The one that was knocked out, or the one
that she was force feeding?
Force feeding.
Yeah.
He's still he's sleeping like a baby at this point. Like he didn't wake up with the sunrise. He just and you just straight up do that to him. Just, oh God. Oh. Yes, thank you. I slept very well.
Good. Okay. And I just kind of want to saunter off as I apparently pull my wig off.
He's just trying to shake his head to just wake himself up, what just happened? You notice that the other one that was knocked out, he is actually being taken aside by the guards, and he is now being talked to, but he's not saying anything. And you notice also that the letter was left for the basket head man is gone. Assumingly, probably picked it up when he went out. Yeah. You're clearing the rubble out. You hear them talking to the man there, and he's just sort of he's just playing with them. He's not saying anything. He just does a little rude gesture, grabbing his crotch or whatever towards them, just starts laughing. He's not giving him anything. Thorn, he doesn't care.
I will walk up and I do hope that it follows how quickly you went down. And go back over.
all of his cockiness just fades away in a second. He looks at you. He doesn't know what to say. He's just dumbfounded. One of the guards sort of looks. Anyone else have any words to speak with Thorn here?
I'm gonna kick him in the crotch.
You're gonna kick him in the crotch right in front of everyone? Okay. Kick him in the crotch.
I kicked him in the metaphoric crotch. You kicked him in the literal.
Yeah.
Thorn was the leader guy.
You.
He's the leader guy, right? That attacked me.
Thorn.
I go up to him and I say, "Demon style, where did you study?"
We still have people in the Tani clan that know how to fight.
From around here?
Why didn't you bring them?
Well, it was supposed to just be one man. We didn't think that we'd have to fight all of you. What is it in it for you for helping this monk here? Someone from the Tanaka clan.
You gave us free sake.
Yeah.
That'll do it. He sort of he just looks at you and just spits on the ground. That's it. No more words from him. Before anyone else says any more words, one of the guards draws his katana and within a quick slash just decapitates him. Wipes it off, clean blade, sheaths it. Emmerich.
Well, that was a lot of excitement that went on last night. It was very interesting to hear. Good thing we all stayed safe, thanks to the guards here. On we go.
Thanks to the guards.
They get the wagon up and going, and they travel through the pass here. As you travel through the rest of the pass, you notice that it takes a minute. You travel down, mostly downhill. You notice the snow starts clearing up a little bit, and as you sort of round a bend and you see the valley opens up, you see a nice flat plains valley, and you see all these roads, just like the spiderweb, just like the story, leading all into this major city. This city that would take days to walk across, probably just staggered hills and pagodas and everything, just layering this countryside here, and this sort of lakes and rivers that all sort of flow around as well, sort of supplying the life for this trade city as well. And you can see these scatters of wagons also traveling on the trails, and it doesn't take you too long to arrive in the city of Sumura.
One last thing, as the caravans are going, I'm going to keep an eye open for this person that they mentioned. I'm blanking on the word that you talked to.
Yoji? No, not the basket head man.
No.
The other young girl?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, the geisha.
Geisha. That was
What
the
was her
word
name?
I was trying to remember. and couldn't
yes.
bring to my
Katori.
head.
Katori.
Aya,
Katori.
yeah, Aya was the first name. Katori is her family name, yeah. Aya.
Yeah. Looking around for her.
She is with the caravan. You also notice that the basket head monk is traveling along with the group, just farther behind, not trying to be super in with the group, not hoping to not really catch too many eyes of the caravan, probably. More so just kind of trailing you pretty far behind. But Aya is with the wagon ahead of you, the other group ahead of you.
I just keep poking my head out the back of the caravan and just checking in that he's still there.
The basket head monk?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still walking. He keeps pace pretty well with these wagons. I mean, they're not going very fast. These wagons. It's like two horses maybe for like the giant wagon full of stuff. It's going at a brisk pace.
I'm going to keep my same seat back to the thing.
Okay. So let's see here. So you notice all the roads, and you notice that they sort of start to go one into the other, and you notice the streets start to become more and more clustered. And you hear Emic from the front once again, with his charismatic presence, says,
Isn't it beautiful, Sumura? More money than anyone could ever want, all in one place. I could never see anything more beautiful in my entire life. Careful what you buy here, though. Lots of swindlers and fakes. Bottom line, if the tama's low, well, it's probably is not so good, and you better go. This is it. First up is going to be the Kazue Inn. That's where you'll be staying for the night. It's named after the Mama-san herself. You might see her there. Kazue, she's a nice enough lady, I guess. Don't get on her bad side, that's all. You'll be staying there as part of the travel fee, of course. And I'll be letting you out just at the edge of the city and doing my own thing. Don't follow me. Any other questions?
Would that be intuition to see
the don't follow me thing?
the don't follow me
Follow me. Yeah, I think we all should roll on that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Little eyebrow raise there.
Yeah, you can roll it. Little group intuition. It's like everyone's like raising an eyebrow at the same time.
Yeah.
We all look at each other too, like
Don't follow me.
14.
14.
7.
You can tell that he is just like he doesn't want anything to do with you for the rest of your.
You can mute
I'm just gonna. It is muted, but I don't know why it's not working. I'm just gonna close down Discord real quick here. My bad, everyone. Quit Discord. Cool. What's that?
I got a 10.
Got a 10. Yeah, well, pretty much for the most part as a group, you know that he doesn't want anything to do with you. It's nothing like he's trying to hide anything. He's just like, just leave me alone. You paid me. I'm done. See you next time. That kind of thing.
Okay, bye.
All right. You all leave the cart, and you notice that immediately you just get swarmed by peddlers, people trying to sell you things. One walks up to you. The sake is the best sake in the world. Only 5 tama. Only 5 tama for a bottle. Please, please. And just everyone's trying to give you things. Anyone buying anything from these peddlers at all? They have jewelry. They have pottery. They have sake. They have
Are there
meat buns. They have a bunch of different things.
any children peddlers?
And most of them are mostly adult, but there's probably a couple children here and there, yeah.
I'm gonna eyeball for the one that's in the one that's not doing so well, or the one that's trying but not succeeding.
You get a little girl on the side. Just please, sir, would you like to buy this one? You're like a little tiny girl or whatever. Everyone just get out of my way, grumbling and moving past her.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to that one.
She's trying to sell jewelry, which is obviously fake. Probably made it herself from little thing she found on the street or whatever.
That makes it even more special.
She's trying to sell
Perfectly
it.
with your pot.
She's trying to sell it.
I still have it on my head.
She's trying to sell you a necklace that she claims is real jewels. And just real jewels. That's it.
Gewels, jewels.
For 150 tama.
I don't have that much because I gave it to a guy who was starving a while back. But I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you like bread?
Okay. Yeah, it's okay, I guess.
Are you really hungry right now, or are you good?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Do you want to buy this though?
Do you have something a little cheaper? Preferably
she breaks off a
handmade?
piece of it.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you so much. Here,
10 tama?
I'll give you 10 tama, and then I'll give you another 10 tama. She's a bleeding heart. There's a reason she's not wealthy.
She does like a little happy dance like the kids do. She like grabs it and she just like runs off real quick.
Wait. Okay, bye.
Are we still being followed by Baskethead?
You've lost track of him.
Just call him Yoji.
You've lost, yeah, Yoji. You can just call him Yoji. Baskethead, Yoji, little monk man, whatever you want to call him, it doesn't matter. No, you've lost track of him in the hustling, bustling of the city here. He was staying pretty far back as well.
I walk up behind you as the child is heading in the other direction. That was a pretty generous donation. Why did you do it?
Because she made this. She didn't. That's not real jewels, but she made it. It's so, look at, it's cute. It's like this.
Broken.
It's broken, right? Isn't that adorable?
It is.
Way more. This. If she just said, I made this, it's handmade, she could charge so much more.
I just look at you and I'm like, do you intend to use that for battle?
Maybe.
I think that
It does say you can
deserves
use
a bigger
anything as a
pot.
weapon. So, I mean, little jewel just push it into some guy's forehead.
I mean, his eye.
Yeah, sure.
It's not like seems worth it to me.
Everything has a purpose.
You notice that the caravan in front of you that did carry the geisha, she comes out and she's actually all dolled up. And immediately sort of gets ready and has a couple of the people that with her seem to be assisting her, so they're probably part of her caravan or something. And she comes out and gets prepared and everything, and ends up putting on these really tall shoes, known as the sort of like, I believe it's called okubo shoes. They're sort of like those tall like wooden shoes, like this, like elevator shoes looking. And she tries to put on like a sort of show as she walks into the inn to sort of gather a crowd. It seems like she's trying to get some attention for maybe a performance or something she may be doing later. Who knows? But
Does she seem comfortable on them?
she's a little wobbly. If you want, roll an intuition check and see exactly how comfortable she is.
That's a 9 plus 3 is 12.
12.
Math.
She is not very comfortable in them. They're very difficult to walk in, and she's trying her best. It seems like she's practiced, but not nearly enough. And she seems graceful, but at the same time, your keen eye is able to sort of deduce that she's not super comfortable. She's also very young as well. I don't know if I gave you her age, but she's very young. Probably at her coming of age sort of, a geisha would have like a coming of age like ceremony type thing, and she'd be at that point probably if she was actually a geisha.
Did you say she's trying to like kind of separate from the group and go her own way, or
She is. Yeah,
Okay.
she got here to the city. Now she's trying to sort of like show off that she's a geisha and walking to the house and get a crowd. And she is actually collecting a crowd. People are very impressed with her.
okay?
You do see a large inn there. You see the words on the building, and it does say the Kozue Inn, which is the inn that you will be staying at. And that is also where Aya is going into as well.
Oh, okay.
As you are sort of swarmed by these vendors, you get closer and closer. If you want to do anything else, you can. Otherwise, I'm going to say you probably go towards the inn, enjoy yourselves and everything else. So as you get closer, the people at the inn, they sort of shoo off all the people, like, get out of here. No one wants any of that. No, please, come in, please. And then they bring you in. Knowing that you're part of the caravan, everything's once again been paid for. And they lead you into a sort of, you see a 2-tiered section that leads open to like almost like a open center It's not open on the ceiling; it's enclosed. But there's an opening in the center, which seems to have like a stage, people sitting around. It's almost like a community area where people gather. They're drinking, they're eating, sort of all on this bamboo mat floor. And there's a center stage there that's now currently empty. And they're conversing. And you see people from all sorts of, all across the world, all sorts of people. You see people from, the Shenmi Isles. You see them from, if you want, I'll go ahead and list off all the places since we haven't talked about them yet.
You get the north, the people of North.
What's that?
Was it Norheim?
Yeah, exactly. So the Nordmann are from Frostheim.
Yeah.
We have Valoria, which is the Valenites. The people of the Suryadesh. We have Zamundara, the Zamundi people. We have Edoha, which is the Edohi people. We have the Shui people of the Shenmi Isles, and we have the Senso people of Sensoji.
Oh, literally everyone.
And so you see, this is a collection. This is a very large inn as well.
Did you say the Aidoa?
Aidoa.
Holy cow.
Aidohi, sorry. Aidohi.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's a long way.
Aidohi?
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is the culture hub of Sensoji. And people, even though these borders have only been opened up for a couple of years, people did come before they shut off the borders. So these lineages did start here a long time ago. Some of these people may have been here for, their whole family could have been here. They could have lived here their entire lives.
Yes, from what you've seen also of Zeke, he is definitely Valenite, but has been in this culture. Like he doesn't act like somebody who just came over from Valaria. This has been his home for a while.
Yeah. And for those people watching too, I know this is inspired by like feudal Japan. I'm not doing like a lot of like the religious and like racial tension that feudal Japan had. We're not doing that. These are culturally influenced, of course, but it's more clan based, this game.
Yep.
And it is all the fact that people have been here for like I said, you could have been a part of this clan for hundreds of years if that's your choice. And this is more of a spirituality in this.
Like you couldn't have been.
No, sorry. Not you.
We're still living
human.
like human life spans, right? Okay.
Exactly. So this is not true to the actual history of Edo Japan, obviously.
Yeah.
But yes, cool. As you walk in here, you do see a lot of people conversing, and you see that Aya has begun to get quite a crowd. Immediately, one of the servers comes up to you. Sake? Can I get you some sake? You have your rooms already set up for the night. It is getting a little bit late. The journey did take a little while to get there, so you're probably looking at almost another night here, considering it did take you that long to get there. Food is, of course, on the house as well. Anything I can get for you, please.
Anything but stale bread.
We have much more than stale bread here, yes.
And there was that look over it.
Yeah, but can we get some extra?
Extra would cost extra. We give you the meal.
We're not paying though. He's paying.
Well, we give you the meal and the room included. If you want extra, it would be extra. Nothing comes here for free, unfortunately, in Sumar.
What if it was just your stale bread that you were gonna throw away?
You can get some of the stale bread out of the trash can in the back if you like.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, that's great.
Zeke is marveling at her negotiation tactics.
She's like, that's great. I'll take the trash food.
I mean, I'm gonna have real food now, but I'm saving that shit for later.
Anyone else indulging of any sorts?
Oh.
There's a couple tables here and there open. If you want to split up, you could always stay together at the table too. Up to you if you want to sort of enjoy yourselves here.
I think I'll take some of the food, and then I want to ask: is this the innkeeper? What was her name? Is it Kozoe?
Kazue?
Kazue,
This is not her. She's the mama-san. She's known to be, from what you got her description, she's quite old compared to what you were seeing here in front of you as a younger woman. Kazue would probably have like gray hair and such. So.
Do you have foreign food?
Yes, actually. Our cook is actually a dohi. What he cooks is very spicy. You might like that.
I've always wanted to try Zamundi food.
Oh, of course. Yes, we can see what we can fish up for you. We have everything here, all sorts of styles. We may not be able to grow the same crops as they have, but we do our best. So one Zamundi meal for you.
Yeah.
I would love an arohi meal.
Sure. All the different you have like a little bit of this food, a little bit of this food, a little bit of that food, going all over the world.
I'll take the adohi meal as well, but I also wanted to ask, where is the nearest martial arts dojo?
The nearest dojo would probably be, and she sort of explains. There's a dojo down the street, ran by. Let me give you one of the names here, Jushiro, and they teach the wind style there. So. Wandering Whirlwind style.
Gotcha. And then I ask, do they take challengers?
I believe they would. I don't know. I don't believe they fight to the death in the sort of Senko style, but if you're looking to prove yourself and start a fight, there is that one over there that's been a bit of trouble. She sort of does a little this with her head, and you see a man, he's sort of like lounging in a big chair, and he's wearing like a big old like bear pelt over his shoulder, and he has an axe. He has hit one hand on large two-handed axe, and he's sort of just sitting there, and he's laughing, he's talking to people around him. He looks like he's probably a Nordman. You know, he's got that sort of like thick fur that they like to wear, and he's flexing off. He's got that open shirt showing off his abs and everything, and he's showboating, and he's definitely very cocky. She sort of
Wears
does that.
fur, but just not everywhere.
What is his name?
Hasn't told you
Oh,
yet.
he hadn't said anything. Okay, never mind.
So she sort of nods and she says, that one over there, though, I would watch out for him. He's already challenged, I believe, 10 people just in the last 2 days to Senko, and he's killed about half of them. His name
10
is...
people. Good,
Yes.
so he's tired.
Well, does he look tired? I mean, maybe. His name is Ansem. I would say maybe try the dojo. They might be a little nicer to you, but if you do want to prove yourself, and you could challenge him to Senko. You'd also get him off of our backs, which we would very much appreciate.
Oh, that's what I was
With that,
thinking.
you see one of the other servers walks by and he sort of knocks over the plate, and they're all laughing, and he's just causing a ruckus.
I'll grab a tama from my pocket and I'll just like flip it and toss it to her and say thanks for the info. As I make a beeline right towards there, just separating myself from the entire group, just walking over.
I get up I take my sake from the table. I walk over to whatever seat is going to have the best view of this. I set down my sake and I sit down and I just watch.
I come over to you and I put 5 tama on the table next to you. Money on Ansem.
Yeah.
I don't normally gamble, but sure. Puts up 5 tama.
Okay.
Also, the tama in this game, the specific currency that I made, it is foreign from that spiritual mountain, and you notice it's a very small currency. It's sort of like octagonal, almost in shape. Not octagonal, sorry, rectangular, sorry, but like cut on 6 sides,
Okay.
but like elongated. They're very small, and when you look into them and you hold them to light, it almost seems like they have like a swirling energy in them. It's like a trick of the eye almost. So they are very special. This mineral is very specific to that one singular mountain.
Oh, so it's more like a nugget than anything.
It's almost like a nugget, but it's like that size. Like if you see that little hole in my finger, they're very tiny. There's full tamas and half tamas, and they are cut a very specific way, so that you know that they come straight from the Tanaka clan. They have like an emblem on them and everything. The cut's very specific, and unrefined tama is considered illegal to have on you. So the refined is currency. The unrefined is like it belongs to the Tanaka clan, and if you have it on you, that's arrestable / death penalty.
because they
for
assume
some.
you stole it.
They'll assume you stole it from the mountain, which
Right.
is sacred. Yeah, even though they use it for currency, which is like a
Sure.
it's, it's sacred, but only
control
for
function,
us to
yeah.
have, not you. Exactly. It's a form of control. Exactly. So you're walking over to him.
Yeah, as I'm walking over, could I use intuition to perhaps tell maybe what style or certain styles he might be proficient in based on his physique or just the way he holds himself?
Not necessarily. He'd have to be in some form of like stance or combat for you to be able to tell. As of right now, no.
Okay.
There's no way to really roll for that. Yeah, if he's holding up his weapon, he's getting ready to fight you. You could try to determine that. But
Okay.
right now, no.
I walk up to him and I say, I hear you're pretty strong around these parts.
Oh, yeah? Where'd you hear that?
Just from the people of this inn, I've heard you've slain 10 people in the past 2 days.
That's right. More to come. And if you didn't even count the couple weeks before that, it's probably up to about maybe 30 or so now.
I have a pretty good track record myself. Would you like to test it?
Oh, big guns over here. You know, that right there is the bloodline of the gods. You can kill me. You hear that, everybody? We're going outside for this one. Sort of flexes and
Had a
he
good seat.
Takes his axe off the floor with a nice
take
like
out a-
heft to it and slings it over his shoulder.
All right, here we go, skinny man.
And he walks outside, and everyone.
Innkeeper, we'll take that meal outside, please.
And when it's sort of like getting ready, they're all like everyone's getting excited. All the men walk out. They're all kind of laughing. They're drunk.
I take out a cloth. I put your 5, my 5 in the cloth. I'll hold on to this, but yeah.
So they go outside and they line up the streets. It's almost like a Western standoff. Like everyone sort of like scurries out of the way of you, but is watching intently. He's looking at you. So let's see what you got. He gets his axe ready. And the way Senko works is it's just a single strike. And you would roll and add your Senko, and he would roll and add his Senko. There is no defending. It is only whoever wins deals their entire roll to the other person. So you could die instantly if I roll really well.
Sick.
So it's like
Let's
war.
see what
right?
happens.
It is like war. And then when you die in this game, there's no stabilizers, no healing or anything like that. You die.
Cool.
Just letting you know the stakes at
Yes.
play here.
Yes.
How much health do you have? You should have at least 13 to start.
13.
So I can't one-shot you, most likely.
And most likely.
Just roll a crit.
Okay. I rolled mine.
Yes.
You rolled yours. So you must declare your stance, and I must declare my stance.
Perfect.
So I am going to be using...
Do we do it at the same time, or because if you say it first, then
so the thing is, I have to have mine written down,
okay.
and then you can tell me yours.
I'll write mine down first.
Okay, you can write yours down too. That way, yeah, exactly. I already have his character sheet here, so I'm not. He has one stance he can choose, so it's not like I have to actually choose my stance. All right.
Nice. Yeah.
What was your stance?
I picked Path of Zen.
Okay, let me make sure here.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure I know what it has.
I have 4.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why.
Lucky
yeah.
you. His is Wandering Whirlwind, so you
That's
counter
literally.
him.
I was thinking. I was like big buff guy.
Especially a Senko man, Wandering Whirlwind is like the fast one, so he gets to take away one of his dice on that roll.
Nice.
I add my Senko to it. What was your Senko? I guess it goes
total?
Senko.
Yeah. My total roll with the bonus is 9.
9.
Yeah.
You deal 9 straight damage to him.
Oh my god.
You win the duel, and he didn't have that many hit points. So please describe how you take him out.
Yes.
So he goes to draw his axe, and he gets ready, and he's taunting you.
So
he takes his axe and he brings it up to
glass
swing.
I just close the distance as he like raises it, and I just put my hand there, and then I just like layer in punches right on those strong abs of his, just to really test it out.
Are you going for lethal or non-lethal damage?
I'm going non-lethal.
Non-lethal?
Yeah.
You do a strike where you know it won't kill him, but you know that it's going to take him a couple days to recover from this. You strike straight into his abdomen, just missing his heart, shattering most of his ribs. He coughs up blood immediately. The axe, just out of the pain, his axe drops from his hand, so you're holding it completely. He staggers back. And he just sort of coughs the blood to the ground.
I unfold the napkin, hold up the 10, put it in my pocket, put the napkin away.
I smile and walk away back inside.
He
Pick
looks
up my
at
glass,
you,
I go inside.
and he walks up to you, just takes a step. Oh, that was good. That was good.
I chuckle a little bit with
what I've
him, and
been
I was
waiting
like,
for.
"Fun, right? Fun." I knew you were Wandering Whirlwind.
He puts his arm around you. Come on, sake on me. Let's go back in.
Oh, free sake is the best sake. I always say.
As you do this, on the horizon, as you're looking, you see people are staring off into the distance. They are something else has taken their eyes. Something else has taken their attention here. On the horizon, off the roads, away from the mountains, from a different direction of which you came from, you see a stack of Tanaka clan banners marching towards the city of Sumura.
God.
Everyone sort of looks on in horror. People start to scatter to the streets. They start to go inside. Everyone's, get inside, please, now, back in the inn, everyone, back. And you see that this is it looks like a military invasion of Sumura.
Can I look around? Is our little friend Yoji still with us?
You look around.
made it?
No eyes on Yoji.
We lost him in the
here.
shopping area from then.
As you're running inside, you see this old woman now standing in front. She sort of watched outside what was happening. Of course, she doesn't want blood on her inn. You guys are off for property, so she doesn't really care. As she walks back in, she sort of stops, and you hear her gasp a little bit. It seems all the attention was drawn to the streets, and a woman screams on the inside of the inn as well. As you walk towards the inside of the inn, you see Aya dead, throat slit on the ground, blood spilled everywhere.
What? Can
Any footsteps or any footprints around her?
Roll for if it's something you're looking for specifically, it'd be wits.
Looking for specifically.
Yeah.
does it look like a clean?
It's
Oh, wait.
extremely skilled.
Okay.
It's clean.
So like
10. You don't see any like footprints of blood or anything. The way the body fell, you could probably deduce what happened. It seemed that once the attention had drawn, there was just a quick slice, and that was it.
Were there any anybody? So specifically, is there anybody that was left in the bar when we left?
Probably, but from the commotion of so many people, it didn't seem like they saw what happened. They're all sort of sitting there shook in amazement. They're trying to get the body, they're trying to see if she's alive, she's not alive. They're trying to get people out of the way. Everyone's just scattering and trying to figure out what they can do.
Does anybody in the bar seem to be over calm?
No, they don't seem to be overly calm. There seems to be most people here, some people are maybe more shook, maybe a little bit more like in shock, but not like calm, like in a this is okay kind of way.
There's nobody that doesn't seem to be reacting to the situation.
In a calm way, yeah, exactly.
There's doesn't seem to even be acknowledging that it's happening.
Is there anyone?
There's no one like that that's not acknowledging what's happening. Yeah.
Well, now that since this is all happening, I'm gonna make my way over and check her kimono for anything, any symbols or anything like that.
You check inside the kimono.
Yeah.
You find a letter inside of her kimono.
I grab the letter.
You open it up, and it just says, "For the fangs of the wolves, Kiba clan." And you see the emblazoning clan symbol of a wolf's head, like a side profile, sort of like fur wisping away in the wind. It's red and black.
Yeah.
If you have it on the player handbook, you can see it as well.
Yeah.
For the fangs of the
The Kiba
wolves?
clan, for those that do not know, is a sort of underground movement that is against the Tanaka clan.
Okay.
They are anarchists in a way, but also a lot of them just like their old ways and traditions that seem to be being thrown out the window. They're trying to go into this modern world. They're forgetting their culture, and they're trying to embrace it. But some are extremists who are trying to overthrow the government. So they have a good and bad side to them.
Okay.
There you go. You can show that. Yeah.
What did the letter say? For the fangs of the wolves?
For the fangs of the wolf, and it's just Kiba
Wolf.
clan.
Wolf.
Yeah.
And this is the emblem.
Okay. Okay.
So, what is everyone doing here? Considering we have one death inside the inn.
Oh, no, it's probably a great place to start.
I was gonna say I was gonna give
great
one more
place.
detail
But-
before we stop. But what is
No.
everyone gonna do here? And then I'll give one more detail, and then we'll stop. Yeah. I
Wait,
want
do
to
you
leave on a
share
cliffhanger.
that information with us?
Was there anyone?
Well, yeah, why not? I show it to you.
Is there a back door to this place?
That's what I was going to ask.
There is.
I'm going to go check the back door and see if somebody's gone out that way.
Okay. With the same investigation roll, not investigation, but wits roll, I want to say that you can deduce that someone walked out this direction. Yeah.
I'm gonna pocket the letter.
Okay.
Are they in the alley behind or anything?
Doesn't seem to be currently. Either they came in or out. They left. The door seems open, so maybe that's where they came in through. Maybe that's where they left through. Maybe
Does
they're
this
still
say
in
the kitchen? Does this say the kitchen?
It'd be more of like a storage probably. Yeah.
But nobody that they would have walked past.
Not necessarily. No.
Did Emmerich ever make his appearance here? Like, or is he
No,
still?
he left. Yeah, Emmerich's gone now.
Okay.
Like one last roll.
Go ahead. Go right ahead. I'll let everyone
Anybody
do
in the
one thing,
room?
and then I'll end it on that sort of cliffhanger.
Was there anybody in the room that was not in the room before we headed outside?
That's a good one. Roll for that. That would be intuition, I guess, probably more so, because it's
I will
more
take
of like
it.
yeah.
And that is a 10.
There is one figure that sticks out that you don't remember seeing him. He looks like he's sort of like looking at the body in shock and sort of like along with everyone else. He sort of takes a look at the body, looks at you, and he sees that you're looking at him.
I kind of nod
Make
to
it nod.
you
Yeah, okay.
and to that person.
And I see that, and what kind of armor? When I look at this person, what kind of armor, weapon, do they have?
This person's wearing just common clothes. It doesn't seem like it's just like a regular sort of garb, you know. It seems to be almost like I don't know. Is there a different word for men's kimonos versus You know what I'm talking about? Like traditional?
Yeah,
No?
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It's simple, like almost like a samurai Ronin type garb where it's like, crosses and fitted around the waist and everything. He sees that you're doing that. He sees that. He sees you and everything. He walks across the room. He bumps into you. And he says, Tanaki Yoji. Nice to meet you finally. I'll be seeing more of you in the future, I assume. And he sees that people are closing in on him. He's speaking directly to you.
To me?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he
And
thinks
I-
you're Tanaka Yoji?
No.
He says he is.
He is
Tanaka. He
Tanaka.
introduced himself formally, so he's like letting him know he's part of the Tanaka clan. Yoji. He already said Tanaka, so he doesn't need to say Tanaka. This is Yoji without the basket on his head.
He's not wearing the
Oh,
basket.
shit.
Interesting.
And I think this is for you. And I pull out the letter and I hand it to him.
He takes it and he sort of pockets it. I'll be seeing you again. Turns around and with a quick flourish, throws something on the ground. Smoke poofs into the air. Everyone screams and scatters, and that's where we end it for today.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was so cool, man.
That was cool.
Oh, that was,
Very
that was
happy we
great.
got to fit in a Senko in there.
Yeah,
That was really
Yeah.
cool.
Oh God,
That was.
I was like, I gotta make a beeline for this guy.
I made 5 Tom off of it.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad that I was able to play this game with all of you, the people whom I love, and get to play with it and D&D and everything as well. It means a lot to me for sure. For those of you wondering, if you just tuned in now, this game is called Sensoji. It's a game that I created, tabletop RPG game based upon the Edo period of feudal Japan. And it's a little bit grittier. Kind of has that quick counterattack combat style, like you get to dance between all the different styles and everything, challenge people to like duels and all that. So it's definitely kind of based upon those old like black and white Kurosawa movies and all that kind of stuff, and brings a lot of that inspiration in there. You can find more information on it on Patreon at patreon.com/realmriftgames. That's REALMRIFT games. You can sign up for free for the newsletters and all that, and you'll kind of get updates on when the game's actually going to be coming out. It's going to be coming out very soon for the player handbook, and then an adventure book after that with the full levels 1 through 5 of like a full adventure that you can plan out for your party, characters, and all that kind of stuff, maps and all that. So cool.
Awesome.
Any other questions, comments, concerns?
Well, I just want to say thank you to our audience who's out there watching the show. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're joining us again as a returning viewer, hey, welcome back. It's a pleasure having all of you here. Feel free to check out our Discord channel. Links down below. We're growing. Our community is growing. We're sort of getting bigger. We're also expanding on our YouTube channel, where you can check out all the past episodes and some of our previous campaign, which we're actually getting ready to start up a new campaign relatively soon. That is still being formatted, written out. That should be hopefully within a month.
That's a homebrew D&D one, right?
What?
It's a homebrew D&D, right? It's a homemade Dungeons and Dragons campaign.
Oh.
Season 2.
Season 2, yeah.
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 Yeah. So our own homemade campaign. Yeah.
Brand new world.
Yeah.
So
brand new world.
it'll be exciting. We try to play a new game every Sunday, usually around the same time, about 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So feel free to join us here on Twitch. We'd love to have you.
And if you are in the Los Angeles area for St. Patrick's Day, head on over to the Sassafras Saloon. We're putting together 2 bands, dancers. It's sponsored by Lost Irish Whiskey. As a matter of fact, the first 50 people that show up get a free shot of whiskey.
Okay.
And it's going to be music. Doors will open at 6 o'clock. There's no cover. Music's going to start at 7. And then when the bands are done at 11 o'clock, we're going to try and put together an old-fashioned Irish session. So if you play an instrument, if you like to sing, whatever, feel free to also show up for that portion. That's going to start about 10, 11 o'clock and go into the evening. If people are still singing and drinking at 2 o'clock, that's when they'll end it.
So are you performing from the floor?
No, I'm not performing from the floor. As a matter of fact, their stage is a raised stage.
Oh, wow.
But the session will be, so if you haven't been to the Sassafras Saloon, it's a beautiful place that's made to look like an old Western saloon. However, in the middle of it is like an old Western house, and it's furnished. And it's kind of its own little drinking area. So, like, the band's playing out here, and you can be in this little area and still having a conversation
That's awesome.
because the band's outside. But that's probably where the session is going to be. It's where I'm going to try and get the session to start up, is in the house within the bar.
Nice.
It's a phenomenal place. Head on out. It's about 2 blocks south of the Cinerama Dome.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
I'll be there with my penny whistle.
Once again, is there? You said there was no cover charge? Is that
No
correct?
cover. No. Just show up, drink, eat. There will be food. We're not sure who the vendor is going to be, but they're bringing in an outside vendor who's going to bring food. Probably just burgers and stuff. Corned beef and cabbage is
burgers,
really
great.
what poor Irish
couple
people
shots of
ate in New
whiskey.
York. I mean, there's no reason to force us to eat it now. But yeah, so should be a mix of classic Irish music, parody folk music, and some Irish rock. So
Awesome.
come on out and join.
Sounds
So
like a good time.
again, I just want to say thank you, Brian, for joining us tonight. I hope you had a good
Yes.
time. It was a
Thank
pleasure
you.
to have you at the
Thank
table.
you guys for welcoming me, and I'm just excited to make new friends and stuff. So
That's awesome.
you guys.
And thank you for performing Senko to the
yeah.
so people could see how that works.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Cool. All right. I guess that about sums it up, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. And just one more thank you goes to Float Studios for again letting us do our show.
All
here
the
at
special
Float
thanks,
Studios.
yeah. Special thanks to Jon Odaté for that beautiful musical
beautiful.
score.
Shout out,
God, yeah.
John.
Are we gonna play it on the way out?
Yeah.
We should play on the way out.
Are we gonna do a raid?
Oh yeah, we can raid too.
No.
If you're having
that's
one. Okay. All right. Well, thanks so much everyone for watching. Stay tuned maybe for another episode of Sensoji in the future, or of course our another season 2 coming up pretty soon here.
Yeah.
Good night, guys.
All right.
Night.
Good night.
Bye.